Hello and welcome. I am RxOliver and these are my friends. And today we're playing Cosmic Dark Every Sunrise. And I have drafted in the amazing GM and writer of Cosmic Dark for the game, Graham Walmsley. Welcome back, Graham.
Hi, it's really good to be here.
Really good to have you back on, mate. I'm looking forward to this. And as you can see, I'm here with some amazing players. Next to me, I've got your man, Chris Kidd. Next to Chris, I've got your man, Martin. And next to Martin, we've got Logan Bryan. So, without any further ado, you can take it away, Graham.
All right. Wow. Okay. That was yeah. I was just getting ready in my head. Okay. I'll make sure I'm ready. So yeah, this is Cosmic Dark. This is my game of weird space horror. And there's no character creation particularly. So what we're going to do is jump straight into the scenario. So you guys are ready? Are you? You're ready to go with this?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Excellent.
Chris is good at playing characters with no personality. This is very good at that.
Well,
That's great. I have little personality myself, so that's excellent. Cool.
Oh, you'll get
All right.
one. He'll get
So
one then. He's just Irish.
not commenting on that one. Cool. So okay, so we're going to start, and Cosmic Dark is set in the far reaches of space, of this bleak area, and you all work for a company called Extractor, which is a resource and mining conglomerate. And the only thing I should mention about this area of space is that there's an astronomical object called the glitch. So imagine a sort of golden scar in space, this sort of unpleasant golden wound, and that's what it's like. And you are all descending on a shuttle. You're descending in a shuttle towards a planet, and beneath you can see an absolutely scorched surface. There's no vegetation. There's no sign of life at all. I mean, the only thing there is you can see a large house, maybe a mansion or something on a hill. And so you're descending towards this absolutely barren landscape, and that astronomical object, the glitch, the golden wound in space, that is huge in the sky, as though it's about to swallow the planet. And you get a voice in your ear which says, "Associates, this is the transport ship. You are descending to the planet Null. Medical officer, please acknowledge. Medical officer, please acknowledge." Sorry, is there some problem with the sound?
Okay,
this is the exchange.
I'll take medical again. I was waiting for someone else because I took medical last time, but I will take medical again. Medical, acknowledging, reporting.
Someone told me the secret, because otherwise I would have fallen for that straight away. So yeah.
That's medical
Did I
reporting.
just start with the least popular occupation that nobody wants, so there's nobody else?
No, I'm happy with medical. I was
Thank you,
just giving someone else the chance.
Excellent. It's always something medical that goes wrong. Thank you, medical officer. Biologist, please acknowledge.
yeah, I'm here. Biology.
Thank you, biology. Historian, please acknowledge.
Yo, it's me, the historian. What's happening? Yo.
Thanks, historian. I'm looking forward to that voice for the next 3 hours. That's going to be excellent. And physicist, please acknowledge.
So
Oh, what? Yeah.
say computing.
I thought you said food officer. I was like, yeah, I'll do that.
You can be food officer if you want.
I'm food officer. Important.
Excellent. You should be physicist. There's not much food in this particular.
So what's Martin? Sorry, physicist.
So Chris is the historian, Martin's the physicist, Brian is the biologist, and Oliver, you're medical.
Cool.
And so the shuttle comes down towards this utterly scorched landscape, and the voice on the communicator says, Associates, your assignment is to evacuate this planet before it's consumed by the glitch. The planet's residents are planning to leave tomorrow. You'll find them in the house that you can see nearby. Thank you, associates. And then what we're going to do is we're going to excellent. Then what we do is we're going to flash back in times. So we're going to I want to sort of take these 4 characters and we're going to sort of tell the story of how you grew up together. We'll do it quite quickly because I'd like to get to the game. But we're going to sort of tell you the story of how you grew up together on your home planet, and then ended up working for this big and slightly evil corporation. So we need a home planet for you guys. What kind of home planet do you want to grow up on? You know, lots of science fiction planets. Give me some ideas.
Delta 369er.
Delta 369er is a good planet. So I mean, what kind of planet are we talking about? Is this like a forest planet, ice planet, water planet, you know, anything you like?
Desert.
Desert planet is a lovely one.
With a single ice cube on the top.
What, one tiny ice cube is the only water source for everyone?
But like, if you're looking at a planet, right? So imagine this is a planet, right? And then all the rest of it's desert, and this is the ice cube at the top. But like, as a human, like being here, like that's going to be massive. You know what I mean?
I can picture it like so like a whole desert planet, but then imagine there's like a core goes through it, a vertical spike goes through it, and it sticks out both ends, and it's an ice mountain.
I love that.
Yeah?
There we go.
Let's go with that. I like that.
That's really cool.
See why you guys aren't fucking physicists, but yeah, go for it.
It's this strange anomalous planet which has this core entirely made of ice, but over the years, in some way, that the surface has scorched down to desert, and so now the only bit that's left is the sort of core emerging at the top. That's gorgeous. Yeah. Well, where do people live on this planet? What do they do?
Well, I think most people probably live in like canyons and like cave complexes that have been taken over and built up into kind of underground, protection from the sun and whatnot.
Yeah, maybe it's so hot they have to live underground.
Mad Max kind of style planet, like
A scorched, proper scorched earth.
having to live in the caves, going out at night time because the desert's too hot to go out at day.
Yeah.
Unless you've got like loads of money for vehicles that are specially designed by the ice mountain.
I like that.
Nice. Let's talk about the loads of money people. So they have these big vehicles, and where do they live?
They live at the pleasure oasis with me, because all the water is located. If you've seen Tank Girl, it's that situation. The water's like at a premium, and all the sexy bad people just live in this little place. And the sexy kangaroos, which is really upsetting for anyone who was a teenage boy.
Do we have the talking kangaroos like in Tank Girl? I like that.
No, that's nice. But you guys are not particularly the rich people. You are the ones who live in the canyons and the underground tunnels. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah.
Martin
And,
just hangs out with the posh people because he does the education bit.
Yeah.
Teachers
That you three scientists didn't go to. I went to the one university. You guys just went to, I don't know,
community college.
juniors. No, not even that. Just like high-level high school, I guess. They had like one extra room shoved on the end of the high school for you guys to do a few extra classes.
Yeah, I guess if the big giant corporation we're working for is kind of morally a bit not so great, then I guess the qualifications to be a medical officer aren't the same as they would be like the 7 years of university that we have to do these days. I imagine it's a lot less stringent.
They will upskill you with a training course
Exactly,
and that kind of thing.
So you can have an entry level wage. Yeah.
Yeah, so all
Yeah.
online
Anyone can
learning.
be a medical officer.
You've never seen a teacher in your life, just a computer program.
Oh, it's exactly that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Online training course. and you're good to be a medical
It's an
officer.
online medical degree that I've got.
Oh, that's unpleasant. Oh yeah, so Martin, and so you have actually been to the rich people's.
Yeah, because
bit,
I'm a physicist, and they need me to fix all their
Hmm.
complicated water machinery. So I'm
Right. That makes sense. And so you've kind of seen the nice bit of the planet. You've seen the mansions and the flowing water and so on. But you're not really one of them. You sort of get to see it and then you leave again.
They call me smelly because I have to have sand baths like a bird, because that's what you do on this planet. You have to roll around in the sand. Yeah. Well,
Like a
you
chinchilla.
smell sand. Yeah, you just roll around in the sand. Water's too expensive to put on your body unless you're rich.
So people clean themselves by exfoliating with sand. I like that.
Like birds. Yeah.
Nice.
Again, it is Rob from Tank Girl. I'm just reading the script.
Powers are low-grade sandblasts.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess.
And so the four of you grew up together on this planet, and I just want to sort of talk you through the story of you growing up from when you were sort of small children, and we'll talk you through going to school and then and then training, and then until you eventually start working for Extractor, this company. So yeah, let's just start with a couple of kids. So I mean, can we do Oliver and Martin? Can we do you? And
Sure.
I just Martin, what did your character look like as a kid? Just throw some things out.
Let me roll the dice. I'm going to see if I'm good looking or ugly. Let's see what my dice says. I'm ugly.
Hey.
Okay.
Very big buck teeth. I guess. I mean, do you mean a kid, like under 10, or do you mean like teenager level?
We're preschool at the moment, I think. So you're
preschool.
Yeah.
I'm definitely that kid. The kid's not going to be attractive. Sorry to any parents watching, but everyone knew it. Where I was born, I was that ugly kid. Where they say all babies are beautiful. I wasn't. I was not attractive.
You're that one in 1,000 babies that's not beautiful.
People kept away from me, but they used to feel guilty and would give me lots of toys, educational toys. So toys were my friends.
Oh, that's nice. And Oliver, your character, the medical officer, what does he look like?
I imagine. I'm gonna say he grew up like a young Sheldon, with the bow ties and the always really nice fitting trousers, smart shirts and braces. So he always dresses to impress, but not cool, like nerdy.
That's nice. Yeah. Oh, I was just going to say though, because you guys aren't rich, right? Though, so I mean, are these second hand? Are they knockoffs?
Yeah. Or they're.
Yeah.
It's an attempt to look sophisticated, but he just looks silly. It's his parents trying to make him look smart and middle class, but they can't really quite pull it off because they don't have the money for the right clothes, so everything doesn't fit quite right, and it's just not quite in style. Everything's last season, so you can tell that he's trying hard, or his parents are trying hard, but just not quite getting it right.
He's slightly worn. I mean, maybe the cast-offs from the rich people on the planet.
Yeah.
Which they probably just throw away when they're done with them.
Yeah, it's probably thrifted or from a charity bin or something. Yeah.
Cool. Let's see you two together then. So let's imagine you two playing as kids. Where do you play? Do you play in one of these canyons or something like that?
So I would say we would have underground facilities for playing. I would say there'd be a park, just like we have parks and here in real life. I would imagine there's parks, but they would be underground, so they would be cool and dark. There would be everything would be unnatural lighting. Even through the day, you would have unnatural lighting, which would be weird. And everything would be sand based, so you would have sand pits for playing in for the younger kids, and then they would have things like a racetrack and athletic stuff, the shot put and things like that.
I love all of this.
So there's like a
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
athletics kind of field. That's where we played as kids, maybe. So we're maybe all quite sporty.
That's amazing. Yeah, so let's sort of think in terms of this sort of underground athletics field, harshly lit, and then the two of you, as fairly small kids, Oliver and Martin, this sort of nerdy looking kid in his sort of mocked up bow tie and jacket, and this
I'm the elephant man.
The elephant man.
Yeah, sort of more ugly kid.
Yeah.
And I mean, let's start by Oliver. Say to Martin's character, "It's time to go," and we'll just do a little scene from there, just to sort of, see the two of you together.
Hey, look at the time. It's time to go. Our parents are going to kick our asses if we don't get back for dinner.
I get upset and take my massive asthma inhaler because I have massive glasses as well, and I can't talk without my little inhaler. So I'm like, "Yeah, okay."
Let's go. Right, so we're heading home for dinner. And if we're late, we're going to get our asses kicked.
Yeah. And so you walk away from this brightly lit athletics field. What have you been sporty today? Have you been doing sports, or are you just sort of watching? What are you doing?
I tried to be sporty, but I got my braces caught on the gymboree equipment, so I couldn't move for like an hour.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would say I was being quite sporty. I was playing football. Let's say I was playing football today. Soccer for the Americans.
I know what football is.
Oh, yeah, no, that's really nice. So we've just sort of seen the two of you from. Let's see two more of you. So, Chris, what's your historian? What's he like as a kid? We'll imagine you. Actually, let's imagine you sort of you grow up together, the four of you. You go to school, and you're in the school playground now. So, what's your historian like as a kid?
So I'd imagine I'm like a badass. Like I'm like that kid who like everyone comes to when they've got problems and they need them solved. You want some extra snacks, I got you sorted, my G.
Yeah.
I got your
popular.
contraband. I got those chicken nuggets. I got those, and like everything isn't actually real. It's just sand in a bag, labeled whatever they want. But because I'm big and scary looking, they just take it and then give me their money.
Do you bully the other kids out of their money and sell them sand?
Well, when you put it like that, that makes me sound like a scumbag, right?
I could have just said you were the fat kid at school. You didn't have to go into it. I mean,
digging your own grave there, mate. You're making your own asshole.
Hey, man, it's chill. You talk to anyone about my sandbags, you get done, man.
I'm the messing.
Brian, let's put your character in as in with you as well, and in with him as well, and yeah, your biologist. What's he like as a kid?
So George, I've decided is his name, is
George.
Is dirty. He is always dirty because he loves digging around in the sand, in the dirt, and looking for creepy crawlies and everything. He's a biologist in training, but really what he is more, because of experiences on this planet, is a paleontologist. He's much more interested in things that have passed, because there's not a whole lot of biology left here that we aren't kind of nursing in the caves and caverns ourselves. So I like to go up to the surface as much as I can and look for older stuff. So yeah, I'm dirty.
I love this.
I play around in the dirt. I dig, and I imagine I would also be the kind to, like, not in a malicious way, but like definitely be like pinning bugs and sloths and not sloths, slugs and things like that to like wooden boards and like cutting them open and stuff even before he's like taught how to do that. I know that in some ways that's often a sign of like some psychoses in young children, but with him it's more just budding scientific inquiry, right? Like he's interested in how things work.
Nice.
Biological things, not mechanical things.
I love all of this, and like I have a standard way to start this scene, but I actually just want to go off the bags of sand. So Martin, can we start by George going to Chris's character, and just because he's a scientist, he knows exactly what stuff are. I'd just like you to say to Chris's character, "This is just a bag of sand."
Pushes his glasses
Okay.
back on, and he's like, and just like spits a little bit because of the braces, obviously. And just as that's.
Oh, Martin,
like
Martin, sorry.
What?
Martin, I'm so sorry. I meant to say Brian, and it's just because I'm getting confused
That
with
makes
the.
more sense.
Yeah. Sorry. So, Brian, can we? So Brian, can we have your biologist character going? This is just a bag of sand.
Yeah. So I walk over. I'm just just coming in from wherever I was and dusting the dirt off of my dungarees, and it's not helping. Like stained and dirty is what I am. And I walk over to him. I'm like, "Hey,
Yo, what's up?
I thought you were gonna give me a bag with some samples in it."
Some samples? Well, samples of
Yeah.
what?
Well, I told you I needed samples of like bugs and like animals and stuff. You just gave me a bag of sand, bro.
Let me see those bags. You didn't
See,
get those
right here.
from me.
No, I
You didn't
did.
get those
This
from me. Stop trying to push that
this
on
is
me.
your
That ain't
crappy
me.
handwriting.
Get out of here. I'm telling you now.
Look at the crappy handwriting on those bags. It's the same crappy handwriting here. It barely says samples, but you drew the P backwards. Like, what's up with that, man?
Nah. You coming at me hard, trying to say that I can't spell. I don't even know my A's through a P. I think that you need to turn around, little boy, and go back to class, learn how to read. I didn't give you those bags. You made them yourself. And if you don't go back now, I'm gonna give you a knuckle sandwich.
Okay, well, I don't know what a knuckle sandwich is. You're really confusing, I think you're using a lot of lingo from those old books you like to read, and it's just really strange. Like, I don't think the rest of us know what you're saying half of the time. Is that intentional?
It's because y'all don't understand this lyricalness. I'm like on that new level. I'm out here like that Gen Z Eminem with pain and
can we
torture.
Can we just fade that scene there with you just going on and on like that? I just like in the middle of the school program. I absolutely love
He's
that.
a SoundCloud
That's
rapper.
fantastic.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, Chris, this is this is neither of you are rich, right? So how do you feel about this sort of whole weird merchant thing? I mean, do you really need this money? You probably do.
Yeah, but I would assume the way that the economy works is like our money ain't the same as the rich people money. So like we've got like buttons and they've got gold, but like let's make it like something cooler. So we've got like
ceramic.
I don't know. They got they use ceramic pits and we use Dogecoin.
Dogecoin.
Yeah.
Do you have a name for your character,
Cool.
Chris?
That's nice.
A name? Yeah, Dominic, but they call me Big D.
Dominic it is.
Yeah. Does anyone else actually call him Big D?
Absolutely not.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Never once.
I do, but really quietly because I'm scared of him.
Straight out comment.
Right. Actually, Martin, let's do something more with you. So, so you guys will, you guys grow up together, and you go through school, and then it's school ends, and it's the last day of school, and you sort of find yourself standing outside, sort of wondering what you're going to do next. Martin, is there one of these characters that you in some way you sort of feel close to?
Big D, because something happened at band camp, but we're not allowed to talk about it to other people.
Right. Obviously, yeah, won't go into details, but no, that's great.
No.
So, Martin and actually, Martin, do we have a name for your character yet?
Bubbles,
Bubbles.
like the monkey.
Ah, nice.
Call me
Okay.
Bubbles, darling.
Yeah, oh, that one.
Right. So Bubbles and Big D, let's have you on the last day of school. And Bubbles, can we just start with you saying, what do you think will happen to us?
Yeah, but like, it's like Big D. It's like, what do you think will happen when I don't have your protection and people try and steal from me all the time?
Well, you ain't got to worry because Big D always got your back. I mean, like, we out here, we be hustling all the time. Like, I read in the books that blood is thicker than water. So I think what we should do is become blood brothers. You know what I mean?
It's like, is it gonna hurt like last time you made me do something I didn't want to do, or will this be more fun?
Well, give me your hand and let's find out. I don't think it'll hurt.
Gonna keep my eyes open this time, because last time it was weird. So I'm gonna keep my eyes open as we do this.
I love how
keep
Big
your
D
hands
just
open.
communicates in 20th century catchphrases and song lyrics.
Yeah.
Has he watched sort of old tapes or something? Is this where he's got all
right.
this from?
He's just discovered SoundCloud on some old internet archive.
Right.
A single hard drive has floated through the universe and it's landed in his cave.
And it's somebody's
And that
mixtape.
is the only information that he's got of history, and that's why he's a historian.
It's a 4-hour hip hop mixtape.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So yeah, I'm gonna stab you in the hand now, Bubbles, and then I got my ballpoint pen out, stab him right in the hand, and then quickly stab myself, put both hands together, and go.
Yeah.
Very sanitary.
Mm.
Yeah,
Spit on it for extra germs. I love it.
better than last time.
I mean, that happens, but then Bubbles, of course, you go off to university, don't you? So you actually you don't really really see Big D.
No, that's the last horrifying mark I've got from him. Well, physically, emotionally, there's a lot that won't ever go away. Yeah, I'm the smart one because I know about the ice and where it comes from.
And so the four of you don't. I mean, maybe you keep in touch, but you kind of lose touch with each other until maybe a couple of years later when you're looking for jobs, and you go to the Extraxa recruitment center. So Extraxa is a big mining resource conglomerate, and their recruitment center is like just on the edge of the ice cube, the rich bit of the planet. So almost it's one of the most luxurious places you've been, I would think. And you go through the assessment process, and you all get in. You get jobs, and you are shepherded to a giant transport ship called the Exchange, and it takes off, and you get one last view of the planet before you go off to start your new job. And Oliver, let's do one more scene with your character. Have we got a name for him?
Derek.
Derek.
It's a bit of a go-to
Cool.
name for me.
Excellent. Yeah, just pick one of the others. Pick one of the others who you'd sort of trust to talk to.
George. I think with him being into biology, our careers are probably the closest. We've probably got the most in common career-wise and studies-wise.
Yeah. And actually, I mean, as the ship lifts up, you can see a glimpse of this sort of rich area just down below. How do you guys feel about that now?
A bit angry, I think, because we've watched we've seen how the other half live. We see their flying cars going around at night when we're hiding inside because of the dangers at night. So we've envied the way they've lived all our lives, I think, or I've envied the way they live all my life, and I'm hoping that signing up with this huge conglomeration, which is morally a bit not great, I'm hoping that is going to give me a career, and that career is going to get me some money, because all my life I just wanted to be one of them, and hopefully I can be.
Yeah, I think with George, in his online university studies, however we finally got our certificates or whatever, his interest in biology and paleontology also dovetailed into xenobiology.
Ooh.
And so he's looking over the rich area as they rise up from the spaceport, thinking, yeah, they're all worthless. Like, they don't know what's going on. I'm going to get out there to the stars, and I'm actually going to see what's happening. I'm going to... Sure, working for Extractor, I'll probably be plundering some of these new planets I go to and taking all the riches and whatnot, but I'll also get to see things that those people down there are never going to see, because they don't care. Yeah, they're rich, but they're not going anywhere. I'm going places.
Yeah. And does George believe that deep down, or is that just a bit of a front that actually?
Oh, I think it's a front. It's 100% a front.
Yeah.
He's like, anything he says along those lines to Derek is just like, on one level, it's to help maybe Derek feel better and also to make himself feel better. And because I think he's heard things about Extractor that are not great, right? I think you're implying that we all just kind of know that they're maybe not great. We don't know how bad maybe it might be, but, they're a big company, and just like super rich people and big companies are generally not, Nobel laureates, as it were. So I think he's also just trying to make himself feel like there's a reason for what he's doing, more than just getting off of the rock.
Love all of that. I think that's really great. And so let's just have the two of you in the viewing gallery. I almost don't want to run a scene, because I think everything we just heard was really, really great. So just looking down at the rich area of the planet, and feeling sort of, I don't know, envy, trying to talk yourself, to say, actually, we're better than those guys. And then the ship accelerates. The ship accelerates towards the far reaches of the galaxy. Over several weeks, and so you get a lot of more of those online training courses, sort of embedding the knowledge of your new specialism. And then the night before your assignment, you go to sleep, and you go to sleep in these sort of, imagine a sort of little inclined pod, and Every night when you go to sleep, you get asked questions by this voice. You're getting used to this. It's some sort of assessment procedure or something like that. And the voice talks to you, and it says, see, I've just mentally decided that Dominic is the first, and now I'm trying to work out whether to call him Dominic or Big D.
Do you not humour the Big D nickname? We're not.
Wouldn't the computer have preferred names so we could actually put that in to the address?
Yeah.
Yeah, he totally would have put in Big D.
Yeah, I bet he did.
Yeah. It never says it in a particularly respectful way for some reason, but yeah. Anyway. And so the voice says, "Hello, Big D."
Hello.
Big D, what would your perfect day be like?
Well, a perfect day for me would be chilling with my boys on the corner, sipping on some 40s gin and juice. Today was a good day.
I'm loving all the 90s hip hop references, Chris.
And although Chris is saying that, I mean, what is he? Sorry, although Dom is saying that, what's he thinking? What would his perfect day be like?
It would literally be like living in a tranquil community, like in the kind of like material that he would have seen in those kind of late 90s kind of 2000s era where people would have like, you know, communicated. There wasn't like technology, it was a little bit more analog, but there was enough, you know, it was more of a comfortable time of humanity. And he in his mind, that's like heaven, because he's never seen it. He doesn't know what it is, and he's only seen it in text and like heard it.
That's lovely. I really love that. Yeah, yeah. And then and so you go to sleep, Dominic, and then George, before you go to sleep, the voice says, "Hello, George."
Hello, computer.
George, what would you do if you never had to work again?
I don't understand. There's always work. There's always something to be cataloged or studied or found, discovered.
I really like that, and it. I mean, it sounds as though George actually means that, right?
Mm.
Yeah. I mean, so
Yeah, very much
his
so.
ideal, he'd love to sort of just spend a life like cataloging. Is that basically it?
Yeah, well, not just cataloging, but discovery. Like the cataloging part of the process is important, and it's not something he shirks away from, but he also wants to be in the field. He wants to see and to experience and to find. And you can't do all that from the inside of a lab
I love that.
or a library.
Yeah. And then Bubbles, as you're going off to sleep, the voice says, "When you were growing up, what things didn't you have that you wanted?"
Bubble starts crying because he says he was never attractive enough to find love, so he just cries to the computer for a bit, like a therapy session.
Like Quasimodo.
So the thing you want.
Thanks. That's why you're my best friend. Quasi.
The thing
That's
you
what
want.
you'd call me. Sorry.
The thing you wanted would have been looks, basically, or not to stand out in the way you did.
He feels that all his problems are to do because of how he looks. So, you know, whether that's true or not is what Bubbles thinks. So he thinks if he was better looking, he'd have lots of friends and he'd be happy.
Yeah. No, I like that. And Oliver, so before Derek goes to sleep, the question that comes through is, what would your life be like if you had everything you wanted?
Good. That's a very simple answer, but life would be good if I had everything I ever wanted. Life would be easy. But then, that makes me wonder, would life become boring when it became easy? Would life become meaningless if there was nothing to work for, if there was nothing to strive for? Would that give life less meaning, maybe? I don't know. It's an interesting one. My first thought is it would be great, but the more I think about it, I'm not so sure. Maybe life would become dull when you have everything you want. Maybe.
Thank you, Derek. And then you all go to sleep, and you wake up the next morning, and you and you go to you go to what we were talking about before. So that the shuttle's descending to the surface of the planet, and it's this bleak, scorched landscape. And so yeah, the shuttle touches down. Swapping pieces of paper. The shuttle touches down on this utterly scorched landscape. George, this will be slightly weird to you because you will, looking at the monitors, you would think this planet could support life, but at the moment it doesn't. And the ramp to the shuttle lowers down. And I'll leave you there to do what you want. Oh, I need to tell you a rule before you do, though. One of the most important rules in this game is the changed rule. So you have a score called changed, which is how much space has changed you. So it starts at 1, and every time something weird happens, every time something happens that affects your body or mind, you're going to roll a 6-sided die, and if you get more than your current score, it ticks up by 1. So I hope that makes sense. And what really helps me is during the scenario, if you have a moment where you go, okay, that's weird, or that would freak my character out, just make a roll, rather than me having to go, you must now make a change roll, because that's just, it just makes the whole thing easier for me. Cool.
I was trying to remember the name of that mechanic before we started. I could not remember for the life of me. It's changed. You call it Insanity in Cthulhu Dark, don't you?
Yeah, Insight in the latest.
Insight, that's it. Insight, yeah. Changed.
Yeah. It's a nightmare if I ever have to run Cthulhu Dark, because I call it changed all the time. Anyway, so you land on this scorched planet. There is a mansion on a hill, and there you are. I'll let you guys talk to each other and do what you want.
There it is, boys. The job. So apparently we just got to get these people off the planet. What was the reason we're evacuating the planet again? Oh yeah, it's going to get sucked up by the glitch. Right, okay. Now this glitch, is it like, does it get bigger? Is it stationary? I want to ask you a few questions about the glitch. Is it stationary? Does it get bigger? Mm-hmm. Does it move around?
It doesn't seem to move. I mean, it sits there in the sky, but it's very close to this planet. You can well imagine it's sort of, gradually expanding to the extent that, like, in a week or so, it'll start.
Right. So it's
doing
not
bad things to this planet.
So it's not that the planet's moving towards it. It's more that it's expanding out towards it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And you said it's a big, bright yellow streak across the sky, like in this picture that I'm showing on screen to people.
Like on the cover of this book.
Exactly, yeah. That's what I've used for my background. It goes right through me, actually.
So, you said it looks like the planet should or could support life. Does that mean that there's breathable atmosphere currently? Or are we having to put on suits?
You'll have suits on, because you always do. You have these sort of fairly lightweight spacesuits.
Sure.
So, but yeah, you can see that the atmosphere is breathable, and I think, George, as you're walking down the ramp, you will not quite understand this. This is absolutely an environment where, at the least, plants should flourish. But then, if you look down at the rock around you, it's all kind of cracked and dry, and
so I'm gonna, once I put feet on the ground, I'm gonna get down on my knees and pick up some of the dirt and just kind of feel it around in my hand and look at it to see if I can see any indications of anything biological, or if it's just like silt, like burned ash.
Yeah. No, that's excellent.
So I have a question for you. When we are transported and allocated as a team, are we all together and know each other? Like we were in the pods. Like I'm imagining that we got in, we're in the pods, we've been allocated by the corporation, but we don't actually interact with each other. Like we've got our own rooms. So coming off the ship is probably the first time we've seen each other.
Actually, I'm not quite seeing it like that. So the pod is where you slept, but you know, there was like training areas. You've talked to each other during training and so on. Of course, you've all known each other to stay. Apart from anything else, I don't want to spend half an hour going, "Hey, it's here again."
I know.
So,
so we're not in a cryostasis. We are like on a moving ship, moving around in it through the day and going to sleep at night.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
because that would bring my reaction slightly different to how I would see George.
Because the last time you saw him
off the floor. Yeah.
Well, that's important to note about George too, is he's not that dirty kid anymore. Now he's like kind of serious when it comes to doing the work. Like he's very businesslike and clean until he drops to his knees in the dirt, right? Then the suit's gonna have some dirt on it, but like he's also way more fit than he would have been as a kid because he does a lot of field work, so he'd have to move around a lot and schlep a lot of equipment, and so yeah, he's quite a bit different than he was as a kid. Still drops to his knees in the dirt though.
Dominic, we can have this thing if you want, that you know, you haven't really seen much of George and you haven't really quite appreciated that actually he's not the same kid he was. So if you want to, we can play off that if you like.
So I think after coming off the ship and immediately seeing George like on his knees digging through the dirt, he would be like, "Yo, my boy's still addicted to digging through dirt. Do you mind those bags I gave you as a kid? You're such an idiot."
Harsh.
Yes, well, perhaps you can find more goods to sell while we're here. And so he stands up and dusts off his knees and starts walking towards the house.
Let's have you examining the sword because I really want to do that.
So, okay,
yeah. So we should do a roll. So Cosmic Dark, you get 1 6-sided die if what you're doing is within the bounds of reality. It is. 1 6-sided die if your specialism is relevant and you're a biologist. So it is. Okay. And you can add your changed die if you want. The only problem with doing that is if it comes up high, you have to make a changed roll. So 2d6 or 3d6, your choice.
I think we'll just do 2d6 for now. Got a 3 and a 4.
And that's So and a 4 is a good success, and I'm not rolling against you to fail or anything. You can re-roll if you want to get a better result. But let's stick with the 4 for the moment. So yeah, okay. There was absolutely life on this planet. So George was right. And what he's finding is these, you know, ivy, right? You know the patterns it leaves on rock, even when it's gone. Something similar to that, like tracks of these shoots of the plants which aren't there anymore. And it has been meticulously exterminated. And that will be hard, right? How do you kill plants on the entire planet? But someone has done it.
Well, I mean, as a biologist, it would make sense, particularly if this is a going concern for Tractor. I mean, I'm sure that Tractor deals in oil and other, useful biologically originated products, and so maybe they're just trying to speed up the process here. I mean, all oil on Earth was, biological at one point, right? Yeah. So maybe they're trying to speed up the process on this planet. Obviously, as a biologist, I'm sure I'm not at the level where it's like, oh, I know how I would make this happen. I'm not quite there, but I can see that somebody has, like, this has been a process. This is not just probably not natural.
No.
You know what? Yeah, I think that's going to be my first change roll, because that's very strange.
Let's do it.
I don't like it.
Mm.
You just roll
Bubbles,
1d6
Derek, what are you?
and
Yeah. Let's do that.
don't
Actually,
roll over, or don't roll the number.
if you get over your current score, so you've rolled a 5, and so your current score was 1, and so now it's going to tick up to 2.
Yep, gotcha. Okay, I understand.
Nice.
Cool.
And Bubbles, Derek, the other thing I just want to, a couple of things, sort of as you're standing there on this planet, and George has got his fingers in the dirt, and Dominic is making fun of him. Firstly, the sun on this planet moves across the sky very quickly. So when you landed, it was dawn, and it's already kind of noticeably above the horizon. So this is a planet where the days are very short.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing is, you can hear music. This sort of languid, shifting, atonal music, and it's coming from the mansion.
It's coming from the mansion. That was my next question. Okay.
Actually, and in fact, Bubbles, you've heard music like this before in the Rich Enclave on D369.
Nice. I start dancing to it. Like, I presume it's like classical, not like heavy, dark, gothic rock music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he did say
I think
atonal.
so.
Yeah, Bubbles / Martin doesn't understand that, so yeah.
So when you say he's dancing, is he dancing because he's enjoying it? Is he dancing because... Why is he dancing?
He thinks it's cultured music, so that's why he's dancing.
And that's what cultured people do. They dance.
Yeah. Been since the dawn of time.
Nice. What's Derek doing at the moment?
Well, I want to ask you a question. So Derek will be monitoring. I'm monitoring my vitals right now because you said that we have got we've got breathable air here, right? We don't need suits.
Yeah.
So we've got breathable air. So I want to know, like, what's my body temperature? What's my blood pressure? Is this oxygen actually as good as Earth oxygen, or are we going to need to supplement it with something? And I wanted to know do I have any way of monitoring the other members of the crew's vitals? Because if we don't have suits, then it's not going to be, in the suit. Is it reasonable to say that we've all got a medical implant, a chip, and I can read the data, or is that too much?
Yeah. Also, I like that, and also in my head, you were going to keep wearing the suits even if you were, breathing the air. They're sort of fairly lightweight.
Yeah. So I figure we've got a suit, but we can just take the visor off the helmet.
Yeah, exactly that kind of thing. In the style of bad alien movies. Yeah, absolutely.
So the suit would have internal health monitors then, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm studying everyone's vitals basically. That's what I'm doing. I'm just studying that.
Let's do it. So yeah, give me a roll. And
2d6 then, because it's a specialty.
2d6, unless you want to add your change die. Otherwise, it's 2d6.
No, nothing unusual's happened to me yet. So I think it's just gonna be a 2d6 from me. A 1 and a 6.
I was so hoping you'd roll a 6. So cosmic dark, right? So the higher the number you get, the better you do. If you get a 5, so if you get a 4, you basically, that's a perfect success. If you get a 5, you also find out some other piece of record from Extraxis databases. On a 6, in some way, you sort of see through the weirdness, and so the strange thing is here, Derek, that everyone's vital signs are fine. They're absolutely fine. You're also picking up some vital signs from the mansion. What, 4 or 5 people there? You know, people who are healthy, fit. But you're picking up something else, and you can't quite put your finger on it. It's like background noise, but you're sure there is some other life sign on the planet, and there's a lot of them.
And it's not human.
Can't quite make it out, and it's not human. It's something alien.
So what am I getting? Like their core body temperatures and how fast they move, things like that. Am I picking up that much information?
Not even that. I think you've kind of done a sort of general scan for life signs, and you imagine the sort of, it's almost, imagine a kind of line on an oscilloscope or something, and you're looking for patterns. You're like, am I going mad? And if anyone looks at it with you, they'd be like, no, it's just background noise. You are going mad. But you're like, I'm sure there's a pattern there. I'm sure there's some sort of very complex life form.
Right. Okay. I would kneel down next to George then, because George is working already. He's got his business head on, so I'm going to kneel down to him and say, so these readings, George, right? So there's you, there's me, there's Bubbles, and there's Big D, right? And if you look over here, that's the half a dozen people at the mansion. What are all these? These are life signs.
Noise.
Yeah, no, these are life signs. These codes, these little lines and blips, that means it's some like life signs, like heartbeats and body temperatures, and there's lots of them. I thought this planet was uninhabited.
So George is going to take a close look at it. Maybe I'm reading too much into things. Is there any similarity between the strange signs and the noise and the traceries that I'm seeing in the dirt?
Yeah, you think so, and I think Are you pointing out the tracings to Derek?
Yeah, so I would be like, well, look, it looks very similar to there's traceries here. Like all plant life on this planet has been destroyed, like purged intentionally. And you can see the similarities and the traceries and the signals.
So if all the plant life on this planet is gone, how is it supporting this organic animal life then?
So
I don't know. Do we? Go ahead.
No, sorry. So let's have this thing where George, you're just pointing out the traces, but you're absolutely convinced that Derek is looking at noise. Derek, you're looking at this and you're going, whatever was eradicated, it's still here. You know this.
Yeah, George, there's something here on this planet that we're not expecting. This is a life sign, an organic life sign. So your plants that have been wiped out weren't the only thing that was here. Something is left here.
Well, it's strange.
I don't know how though. If there's no plant life to support it, everything we know about how biology works, well, not everything I know about how biology works. You know a lot more about how biology works. But we as humans, we breathe the oxygen that comes from photosynthesis from plants. We need plants to live. So if something's like an air breathing thing, and I assume it is air breathing because we have air on this planet, then does it not need the photosynthesis from the plants to survive? So we're dealing with something that's got very different biology from us here.
Oh yeah, I mean that's actually the least surprising thing, is that some kind of potentially odd, different alien life would have different requirements. It might not even be carbon based. It could be silicate based.
Might not even breathe.
It might not. We can't say for sure, but again, I'm not seeing any indications of that in the dirt. I'm seeing indications of what was destroyed. You're saying that there's still something here.
Yeah, you're not seeing any sign of animal life, no droppings, no fossils, no...
Well, not in this handful of dirt, but that kind of survey could take weeks, years to try and determine.
Yeah.
But the bottom line is our goal is to
Evacuate
get people off the planet.
The people,
I mean, yeah. Maybe we should start thinking about that.
Yeah.
But keep an eye on those life signs. That is strange.
Absolutely. I mean, in our mission briefing,
It
Graham,
still just looks like noise to me, but if you see something...
So we were told the planet was uninhabited apart from the mansion with the tourists, right? Or with the people, whoever they are.
Yeah.
And is this space tourism?
They were the last people to get out. Yeah.
Or do they live here? They live on this planet. They're not native, are they?
Yeah, you haven't been given many details about them, but yeah,
Okay.
you've just been told there's some residents of this mansion. Yeah. Oh, Derek, can I just get? I mean, is that worth a change roll? You know, there's some life on this planet. You can't. It's very widespread.
I can't work out what it is. I can't work out how it's existing. Yeah, absolutely. Let's make a change roll. Yeah.
Let's do that.
While he's doing that, I'm gonna ask Dominic, not Big D. Dominic.
So my cheese goes up to 2.
Hey, actually, I probably just call him Dom. Hey, Dom. Weren't you trained as a historian? Do you know anything about this planet?
Planets ain't really my vibe, man. I'm more like into the human species, like where we started, where, you know, the OGs came from, things like that. Not really like where we lived, and, you know, I know that we were once on this like third rock from the sun, but now we're in like all of these different places throughout all of these different universes. It's pretty cool, man. You should check it out sometime. I could read you a book or two on our way back if you want.
Send me your suggestions in the company mail. I don't think I need you to read it to me. But yeah, I was just
bedtime stories.
Wondering if you had any ideas. How
let's move things. Sorry.
Yeah. No, go ahead.
Yeah. Let's move things along. So actually, let's have this conversation happening. I assume you're going to this mansion where the music.
Oh
is
yeah,
playing.
absolutely.
While they've been playing in the dirt, I just like ran there to follow the music. I've been there like an hour or something.
Oh, that's lovely. We can definitely have you walking up. Dominic, just to say, by the way, you know, you're a historian. You can do a search of the historical records of this planet. You can find out what people are on this planet. You're very welcome to if you want. But yeah, you know, just so you know, that is an option.
We are here to work, Dominic. It's no holiday. That's what he's trying to say.
Well, you know, that's not what he asked me. He asked me, did I know anything? He didn't ask me to look anything up. But I could use my resources if you wanted, so let's roll some shit. Did I just roll a D?
It'd be 2d6 because you're rolling on your speciality.
2d6, yeah.
Roll 2d.
So basically, if it's anything else, you do 1d6. If it's anything to do with history, you do 2d6. And if it's anything to do with history that's fucking weird, it's 3d6.
Yeah, but I just
pretty
don't
much,
know how to roll
yeah.
Space between the roll and the number 2.
I don't know how to... It looks right to me, but I know you did it wrong.
Aye, space after roll.
Yeah.
I think it's exclamation mark as well, not slash.
Okay.
Yeah, exclamation mark, roll, space, and then 2d6 or 1d6 or whatever. Yeah.
You've only rolled 1d6, Chris. You need to roll another one.
So, exclamation mark, roll,
space,
2d6.
Space, who?
Yeah.
Space,
2d6.
D6.
No, there's no space after the 2.
No, not a space.
The space just between roll and 2d6.
Okay.
That's great. We've now got 2d6s, so we can use those. That's good.
2 and 2.
I typed in what you guys told me to.
No, he's not rolled those correctly. He hasn't rolled those correctly. He's just entered a 2. So go type exclamation roll 2d6 like that, Chris.
Nice. Yeah.
In fact, I'll write it in your Twitch chat because it's disappearing when I'm writing it there. Copy paste that from Twitch, Chris.
Oh, it's because I put a capital, is it?
No,
Right.
no, no. It's not the capital. It's putting you put a space after the 2, and that's just making your result 2.
Oh yeah, you're telling it. Show me a 2.
Yeah, there you go. That's it.
Oh,
A
right.
5 and a
Yeah.
6. Ooh.
Cool. That's nice. That's nice. All right, so that's a 6. So just to sort of paint the picture a bit. So you're walking up to this mansion through this very well tended rock garden. So there's no life here, but there's gravel, this sort of beautifully raked gravel. These dead fountains. They're not spurting any water, but they're perfectly clean. And you walk up to the main door, I assume, of this large mansion. And Dominic, as you do this, you're doing this search, and the computer's sort of doing this casual search. And what happens just as you walk up to the main door is your screen is flooded with records of employees that were sent here previously and died. There's hundreds of them. This mansion was some sort of monitoring station, what Extracts calls a watch station. There were hundreds of people here, and they are dead.
Okay, well, that's gonna be a whatchamacallit roll. I nearly said sanity.
Let's do that.
Yeah,
Change roll.
So did I, mate. I almost said sanity as well.
So that's just a normal D6 then,
1d6,
yeah?
That's just 1d6. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, and that's a 6, and so your changed will tick up. So it was 1 before, I think, and now it's 2. Is that right?
Yeah, it's me, Chris, and Brian are on 2.
Yeah, and I mean, Dominic, the other thing is that you're looking at these records, and there's something weird around the dates, but you can't make it out. Like, the dates don't seem right. Some of them have like exactly the same date to the hour and minute, and you're like, what, did all these people like die in the same minute? But it's weird. The dates look weird.
Okay.
Tell you what, Bubbles. Sorry.
For me, I don't think that would freak me out, but it would make me question what time it is currently and what date it is currently. Like, so if I'm using a computer, like, surely I would be able to like see time and date. Like, has it moved since we've landed?
Yeah.
Is there a way for me to investigate that, or would I just see it?
Yeah, you should. Well, let's have you just looking at the clock on your suit, and even then, there's something wrong, right? It's showing a time, but it doesn't seem to be shifting much, and there's something odd about it. It's kind of, the time has gone odd.
Okay, I think that would freak.
That is a great phrase. The time has gone off.
Yeah.
Or odd.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
professional horror writer. Yeah, it's yeah.
It's went west.
The time has gone really weird.
You just do Lovecraft
And
and
you
say
just
it's
roll a-
indescribable. Just do Lovecraft, say it's indescribable.
Indescribable. Yeah. Mind breaking. Yeah, Chris, so you've just rolled a 1 on your change, so actually you do keep it together.
Oh.
Bubbles, let's do a bit with.
Oh. So is he
Let's do
still
a bit
on
with you,
1
Bubbles, so-
changed? Nice.
No, he's on 2.
He ticked up to 2, but he
made
stays
2
on 2.
rolls.
All right, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just keep it track.
Bubbles, let's do a bit with you. So you said you went ahead, and so you're walking to this mansion, and there's a big door in front of you, and there's a bell pull if you want to use a bell pull.
Yeah, I'm polite. I'll pull the bell pull.
Okay, right. The door opens, and a guy who looks pretty much like a butler, of the sort you would have seen in your rich enclave, answers the door and goes, "Yes."
He's like, we've come to take you to safety because for some reason you didn't want to leave, so we're here to take you. now?
We're expecting you. Behind him, you can see that there are boxes. They're obviously packed up in some, or at least getting ready to leave. Yes, if you'd like to come inside, and he sort of he doesn't move for some reason.
Just gonna walk past him and call out to my friend, who I guess is still digging in the dirt or looking at stones or whatever. I will.
No, that's good. And he, by the way, if you want to stride past him, you're absolutely welcome. But he went, if you'd like to, and he gestures to one of the wings, so he's clearly gesturing to the servants' entrance.
I get really upset. I'm like, oh, okay, and I close the door. So I guess I have to go around the back, right? If he's telling me the servants' entrance is somewhere else.
Yeah, he's gesturing to one of the wings where he's presumably telling you where the servants' entrance is.
Go red in the face and bow, walking backwards, and close the door.
That's horrible.
It's just it's not a good look, but he's very embarrassed that he was very uncouth. So he's gonna wait for everyone else and tell them that we need to go around the back. But can I talk to, is Big D, or is everyone gonna share their information? Because I might be able to do something if he tells me about the time thing.
I was wondering if he was going to share that.
If he shares it with me, I can probably do something with it.
Well, it really depends, because like,
the thing is,
did we all walk together?
Well, because
if you were all going together, then yes.
Mechanically, you rolled a 1 on your changed, so it to you it doesn't seem that fucked up. So it maybe isn't worth mentioning at this point. Is that right, Graham? That's how the mechanics work, isn't it?
But at the same time, it was enough for me to investigate it, so maybe that's why I didn't think it was fucked up that it happened. Do you know what I mean? Because I was like, oh, I've seen this list of people that have all died at exactly the same time. That's really strange. I want to look at the clock to see if the clock's moving. And I looked at the clock and I went, as I expected, it's not moving. So I might tell you guys that in that case.
I think that's up to you whether or not you report it. As far as arrival, though, I think the three of us, George, Derek, and Dom,
arrived together.
We're probably just a few minutes behind Bubbles. If that even. Yeah. But I would imagine we were all walking together.
I would have been following at least you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't just going to be stood by the ship on my own. So, yeah. But if Bubbles has went ahead, then there's no way that I can tell Bubbles about the time until I get to
we catch up. By
yeah.
Cool. So, well, actually, I think a lot of George and Derek and Dominic, you will be walking behind Bubbles. Then what you'll see is that he knocks on the door and a man answers, and then Bubbles almost backs off, and the door closes, I think, and Bubbles sort of starts trailing off towards one of the wings of the house.
Okay, so I'm gonna skip ahead.
Bubbles, where are you going?
Oh. It's like, we've got to go through the other door. That's the posh entrance. We've got to go around the
It doesn't matter what entrance it is. We got to evacuate these people.
No, it's about protocol. We've got to do. He's he's trying to keep the tears back from the shame.
Rich people.
No, we've got to go through the back. We've got to go through the back door. This is fine.
Are they sending us through the poor people entrance? Are they?
George isn't having it. George walks up, knocks on the front door as well.
Nice, George.
Yeah. All right, and the door opens, and the guy stands there. And this sort of languid music flows out of the mansion. Yes.
Hello. It's my understanding there's several people still residing in the home. Is that correct?
Yes, that's right.
We're from Extractor. We're here to extract you.
Yes,
you need to get the household together.
We are. The household is packing up. If you'd like to come inside, and again he gestures to the servants' entrance.
Oh, by all means, and I walk past him.
And I just follow George straight in behind him.
I hope you get shot. by the butler.
I love all of this. This is great. Also, I love the casual cruelty of sending people to the servants' entrance. It's my favorite.
Oh, so,
I know you're
so
a bastard.
harsh. Like,
You're a
no,
bastard.
we're here to evacuate you. There's no way we're going to a servant's entrance.
Yeah, I love it.
Excellent. All right, you are you're standing. George and Derek, you are standing in the main hall. It is a beautifully appointed mansion. That's interesting, actually. Derek, just looking around. I mean, you have never been in a place like this, but you've kind of dreamed of it. I mean, what do you think?
Is it like proper like 30-foot ceiling hallway entrance with the two half spiral stairways and the 10-foot hanging chandelier? Oh, this is even better than the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Dominic. This is. Remember, Dominic showed me some of his 90s media that he's got. And he showed me the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and that's what I always thought it would be like. But this is even better. This is amazing. This is better than I ever dreamed of. I wish we could stay a little longer.
We have got a map of this mansion, actually. Do you want to get the map up?
I will do. There we go.
Yeah. So I'm hoping you can see that.
Yep.
Basically, you're in the main hall now, and on the ground floor there is a dining room. There's a library. Blah 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 blah. The music is coming from upstairs. Upstairs is a landing, and I mean you can see on the map the other rooms that are there. So there is a morning room upstairs, which is where the music is coming from.
Morning, as in MORNING, not MOURNING.
Yeah, it's the room you go to in the morning as opposed to the room you go to when you're morning. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a bit fucking morbid to have a room to morning.
Yeah. Although, frankly, let's find out. Yeah, so... Cool, all right. So, just to check, Derek and George, you are in the main hall. Dominic and Bubbles, where are you going?
So seeing Bubbles is a wee bit disheveled by the interaction with the guy at the door. Like, I think Big D's like stood behind, like tapping the shoulders, giving a little bit of a pep talk, being like, "Man, when someone gives you shit, you gotta stand back up. It's not about how hard you hit. It's about getting hit and moving forward," or something like that. You know?
I feel better. I feel better. I just don't want. I want to get this over with and get the money.
Yeah, get rich or die trying, bitches. And we walk to the door.
Oh, I'm loving these 90s and 2000s hip hop culture references, Chris. Absolutely eating it up.
Yeah. It's great. It's really playing into the, like, you know, far future science fiction.
Love the character.
No, it's genuinely funny. I'm loving all these characters. Yeah, okay. And the butler, his name is Magworth. Well, you know, you're all standing in the main hall now, and he says, "Well, if you'd like to come with me," and he will go upstairs. But you guys can go where you want.
Oh no, I'll follow him. I'm meaning to get these people out.
Yeah.
Pretty sharpish. So
is
not
he dressed as a butler? Like he's, you know, just like the kind of butler tuxedo and all right. So yeah, I will follow him as well with Derek and just kind of look at Derek like, what is happening? Aren't we supposed to be evacuating these people?
Yeah, I mean, I saw some boxes in the hallway as we came in. I think they're packed and ready to go, but they're having some sort of party or something. I guess we just need to tell them. Just need to tell them to wrap it up. It's time to go, I suppose. You know what people are like when they're partying. Lost track of time and all that.
Is this the only structure we saw as we were walking up to this?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that's a little weird to me. Just this posh mansion sitting in the middle of a scorched wasteland. I don't like that. I'm gonna make a roll.
We were told in the reports that this planet is uninhabited apart from that one mansion, though, weren't we?
Yeah, but I was expecting like a base, some kind of research facility. I wasn't expecting this, a manor house.
Apparently this is the base, apparently.
This is all very strange.
Can I ask Big D a question? I'm gonna be like, what do you think of the architecture? Is this like classic to a certain time period in space to see if he can. Would you know that?
Good question.
I think I could roll to find out.
Do you know? I'm not quite sure what I give you if you do roster. Yeah, I mean, this is man, it's like neo-Georgian mansions today.
Oh my god,
right?
I was going to say exactly the same.
Nice.
It's built in a deliberately archaic style, and it's built in a kind of style which simulates luxury. Yeah, you will recognize this very
But
much.
would this style be popular? I know, like, it's not actually Neo-Georgian, but would there be a time period in our period that would enjoy that more?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, like, it used to be all about having, like, painted walls, and then it was all about wallpaper. I'm just thinking, can we, like, lock down a base time period? I don't know what you would call it.
Yeah, like that house style came back for a while in
yeah,
2300s
like,
or something. Yeah.
Yeah, like bootcut jean shit. You know, you can tell the time period from the jeans.
You want to know whether or not this mansion is in style with our current time period?
Yeah, because I'm gay. And it's really important for my mental health to know the exact time frame of all the styles.
In that case, you're absolutely welcome to roll to judge. What do you want to know? Like how long this mansion's been here, or what?
Well, no, but I would know, like, if this was like something that was popular 20 years ago. You know, it's that time, or if it was, you know, popular like 100 years ago, like, or is it like super current? Because if they're rich, they might stay with the times.
Might upgrade it
possibly.
every year.
Yeah, so I could maybe. Well, I guess some of it would be to do with like if stuff looks really new as well. Because if everything looks really new, it's different than if it looks like it's
antique.
You know, yeah. So I don't know what.
Well, there's a question for the historian then, Chris. The furniture. Yeah. The furnishings, the decoration style, is it current or is it somewhere in history? Yeah. Does the inside match the outside? I don't know how important this is. I guess that's more important to you than it is to me, Martin.
I'm loving it. I love it.
No, because I think it might warp later or something. You know, maybe it'll go all 1920s.
You think maybe it changes?
Maybe. So that's why I'm doing it now.
I mean, if they're super rich, maybe it does.
Yeah, but not that quick. Not like you go for a piss and then there's a fresco outside.
You press a button.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. I don't
Chris, do you want to?
Maybe.
Chris, give me 2 dice.
Oh, that means it's the thing.
No, it's just a specialty because it's history.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's a 3. Chris, you can re-roll, by the way. If you re-roll, you must add your change die, and so that creates a possibility it might go up. But for a 3, yeah, all right. So this is hard, right? I'm describing like science fiction architecture. This mansion looks as though it was built about 20, 30 years ago, which from what you know of the records of this place was when the watch station was established. It's a kind of mock historical style, so it's built in a sort of corporate luxury hotel style, if you see what I mean. There is something a little odd about. You would have expected it to have aged more than it actually has, but there might be something about the atmosphere of the planet that's making it do that. And then also just to set it up, so the the sun moves very quickly across the sky, and when you're walking up a staircase to where there's music playing.
Would Big D have now told me about the time thing? Because I was going to see if I could do something to do with, like, I know, Martin knows that gravity can affect how time passes, so I wanted to check, like, could I analyze that? But that's only if Big D tells me what he knows.
So I think that I would tell you, and only you, because we had a fondness growing up. So I think that I would pull you aside and tell you everything that I found out, and not to trust anything here, because there has to be something going on, because there's hundreds of staff have died on this planet at exactly the same time, and when you look at your clock, time isn't moving.
Wait, so can I do a roll for the physics of like how I can figure out how time and gravity passes?
I think you would freak out if I just told you that time isn't moving and hundreds of people have fucking died when they come here.
I've definitely put a change roll on it, like. Unless your I guess unless he rolls a really good result on his physics that actually tells him why it's happened, I guess, maybe.
Yeah, because
Go ahead and
Dominic wasn't that bothered, right, when he rolled, so maybe he's not as bothered as he tells me. But yeah, I'll roll. So it's is it 2d6?
2d6. One if it's within the bounds of reality, one if it's your specialism, and you can add your change die if you want to.
I mean, I'll roll 2 now, but I can roll a change dice after, depending on the result.
You can, yeah.
In case they get freaked out by it. All right, I'm cutting and pasting, so it better work. Okay. You got 10, or a 2 and a 4.
5. That's interesting. Yeah, give me a moment. I'm just looking to think what I can give you for that.
Do I come through another door and say hello to myself and then walk away? Like some
Not yet, no.
Oh, no, imagine.
No, I've got that planned for about an hour.
Okay.
Okay, so there is something non-linear about the time here. You can't work it out. It's this sort of fractal, slightly swirling nature of time. I mean, as a physicist, you know that, theoretically, time doesn't have to run in a linear fashion. You can imagine a sort of you can imagine sort of different surfaces and different structures of time. You can't quite work out what this one is and how it's running. What you do find out is that close to the glitch, there are records of time doing strange things in some way. So this isn't completely unknown, and so you'll find some sort of early filed reports of sort of physics and time going a little strange close to the glitch.
Okay. Yeah, see, I don't think that would trigger stuff enough. I think it just confirms exactly what Dominic said, and he wasn't that bothered, so I'm not going to roll yet, but if anything even slightly weird happens with this, I'm going to add one. And I'm going to tell Dominic the same thing. I'm just going to say, yeah, time's fucked here, and you did really well to figure that out, even before I did. I'm just confirming what you said. So, Bubbles is impressed.
Should we have all of you walking into the so you're at the top of the stairs now? I'm not quite sure who'd be going first. Is it
I think George went up front, didn't he? He just marched on when the guys had come in.
Yeah, I think George is just used to, at this point, just brazenly going wherever he feels he needs to go.
Yeah.
With that explorer mindset, yeah.
And Derek, maybe you're just behind, given that the other two were talking, and so you walk in the door, and what you see is there is an old-fashioned gramophone playing this languid music. There's a woman sat on a sofa, and there's a woman standing in an expensive dress with what looks like a golden cocktail in her hand, and she turns to you and looks at you and smiles and goes, "We have guests."
Smile back and say, "It's not really a social visit. We are here from Extractor. It's time to go. You need to pack up your stuff and get on our ship ASAP."
Cool. Should we take a break? Because we're an hour and a half in.
Yeah.
Should we break for 5 minutes and then come back?
That is perfect timing for a break.
Sounds good.
Nice one.
Nice.
And we are back for part 2.
So you four have come into this mansion. You four who grew up in a very in these dirty tunnels, and in this often in hand-me-down clothes. So Derek, especially, you were used to wearing these sort of hand-me-down bow ties, and now you're standing here in this beautiful mansion. It's very clean. It's very quiet, apart from the music playing. And we left it where this woman in a dress has turned around, holding a golden cocktail, saying, "We have guests." And Derek, you said, not really a social visit. And we can just go from there.
Yes, ma'am. If you could just tell your people to all gather out front, get your stuff ready. We need to be leaving here in the next 10 minutes. Thank you.
And Magworth the butler, she continues to sort of sway to the music. In fact, she might walk towards. I'm just getting my names right. Bubbles, Dominic, you're around, are you? You're in the room.
Yeah, we came just after our couple of minutes of
Sheltered
chatting.
in behind.
We're like probably
Fair.
following at a close distance, but we're both on the
Spectrum?
like eyes wide open. Yeah.
Yeah.
You could say spectrum if you wanted.
And Magworth says to you, this is the butler, says to you, Derek, we're packed to leave. We understood there wasn't an urgency, and we're ready to leave tomorrow.
You've looked outside recently.
Tomorrow's not going to be good enough. Your planet is going to be swallowed by the glitch before tomorrow. So, I mean, if you all want to just die, I would say that's fine, but it's not, because I'm not getting paid for that. You need to get on the ship.
And just sort of in terms of the game, it's not actually going to be swallowed before. I mean, you're welcome to say it, but it's not going to be swallowed. We swallowed sometime in the next, in the next.
Aye, but I need to get these people on the ship. Don't tell them that.
Oh yeah, that's fine. Excellent. Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, Magworth nods and raises his eyebrows and takes a step back. This woman, by the way, will come over to you, Dominic, and you, Bubbles, and she's swaying to the music. What are the two of you doing? Are you just kind of staring, or what are you doing?
I kind of like bounce out. Your Majesty, we are here to help you. Removal of yourself from here. I've just. Bolt's kind of taken it on that he's into like culture, or what he perceives as culture. So he is.
She will. She likes this, and you do recognise the music as well. And so she will reach out and take your hand.
Got a date.
Don't dance with her, Martin.
I've got to. It's this is the first person who's ever touched me apart from Dominic. So I'm going for
It's mostly fists.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
As she grabs your hand, like I place my hand on your shoulder and say, "Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with," and then that's it.
Bubbles is
Okay,
going for
so-
he's gonna dance.
Yeah, and so she will. I mean, she will take you in a sort of loose hold if you're willing, and I mean, it's just literally kind of putting a hand to your waist, and just she sways to the music. There's also a woman with a shaven head sitting on a sofa, just so we haven't forgotten her. Yeah, there you go.
So if I'm semi-dancing with it, can I just ask her, like small talk, like what's it like on the planet?
Sure.
Where are you going next? Why were you here on the planet in the first place?
That's really interesting.
Does she look like the lady of the house, and is there like a gentleman?
I've
or
got a
is she
question
like-
about the bald-headed lady. I'm just saying it now so that I don't forget. Somebody remind me. I've got a question for about the bald-headed lady.
Okay.
No, that sounds really good. Martin, I mean, that was a lot of questions. What would you?
Sorry.
Where would you like to go? No, sorry.
I'm just basically, like nice chit chat, like like, oh, you have a lovely home. How long have you been here? Where are you going next? Like why are you leaving? Basically making small chat, but I'm pumping her for information, basically, but in a very
Lovely. Well, give me a roll.
Okay.
Yeah. So give me a roll. One die because it's within the bounds of reality. I don't think you get your specialist die for this.
Okay.
You could add your change die if you want to.
Yeah. mostly because I can't be bothered to not unpaste what I've got. But yeah, I think I might have started to realise something weird's going on. The fact that a lady is dancing with me is
That's weird. That's a
strange.
red flag straight away, isn't it, mate?
Yeah, I'm thinking she might be a
If that's weird to
prostitute.
you,
I think she's a
that's a
prostitute.
change roll.
She's going to ask me for some money after that's the only other time it happened.
That's a changed roll if you think it's weird, yeah. So you're rolling 3d6.
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
Okay. They got
No,
12.
it's still only 2 because he doesn't get his.
Oh, he doesn't get the
sorry,
specialist.
so
yeah, it's 2.
Yeah.
I've done it. I got
which was your
12.
roll? Was that the
2d6.
Yeah,
Oh, hang on.
2
There's a couple of things going on here. So, was the 5 and the 5 your first roll?
Oh no, that was from ages ago. This is what the
Oh,
one I
was
just
it?
did now.
Yeah.
The one I just did now says it's 12, so 6 and a 6.
And 6.
Is she my wife? Is she my wife? Because I did so well.
You're married now, yeah.
I'm married now, and Dominic can be the best man because he introduced us.
Well, all right. I think you do have a moment, and she talks to you, and says she's that they've been here for, and this was set up as an extractor watch station, and they've been here a while. Now their job, they were scientists, but now they're just pretty much just resident caretakers. And don't do very much. She says they're planning to leave tomorrow. They're nearly packed. So it's quite sad about this. They're having one last night, and they really wanted to have one last night to just enjoy the place where they've been living. And I think there's something about you on that 6 that as you're... Oh, we could do that whole scene. That would be so bad.
Do it. I've had many things. Once a monster tried to tongue me in a game, so it can't be as bad as that. Unless you're trying to beat someone.
Firstly, as you're dancing with her, you feel this feeling of completeness, as though you've been invited in to these beautiful houses that you've never been in before, and you can just imagine what it would be like to just stay here, right? In this beautiful room, with people that don't seem to be reacting to you as they reacted to you at school. This lady seems to think you're perfectly normal. I mean, imagine yourself. You can picture yourself in these beautiful clothes. Yeah, actually, let's leave it at that for the moment. And for a moment, you are just here, and you could see yourself spending the rest of your life here. And actually, if it's all right with you, I might just leave you in that sort of ballroom hold, and just go to some other people. So, what would everyone else like to do?
So I had a couple of questions about bald-headed women, right? So, just the bald-headed woman. Bald-headed woman. So is it like Ripley in Aliens bald, like a military buzz cut, or is it like Jada Pinkett Smith bald?
Oh, it's a shaved head, so you can see skin.
Like skin,
Yeah.
right? Okay. And does it look out of place on her? Does the hairstyle fit with her face and her makeup and her clothes, or does it look unusual? Because bald-headed woman is not the most common thing, so I'm just wondering if it looks normal on her and it's just her choice of haircut.
It's not entirely... it doesn't look like her head's been forcibly shaved. I mean, it's not entirely... And she has a much more austere... So she's not in sort of cocktail dresses and so on. She is in a much more kind of scientific technician's uniform. So it's not completely out of place. You can go and talk to her if you like. She's right there.
Yeah, we'll go and talk to her then.
Right. So you sit down next to her?
Yeah, I'll sit down next to her. I will ask,
Okay,
do you mind if I have a seat first? Of course.
And she looks and goes, no.
Thank you. So you're a scientist here on the station, yeah?
And she leans towards you and she grabs your wrist a little too hard and she says, you need to leave now.
Yeah. And so do you need to come with us? We need to leave as soon as possible, and you're coming. That's why we're here.
You need to get out while you can. It's too late for us. You need to go.
What do you mean it's too late for you? It's not too late for you. We are commissioned to come here and take you, and we're leaving ASAP. It's not too late for you to go. We're going now. So get your shit
And she
and get in the ship.
seems not to quite understand, but just gives a sort of shake of the head.
I don't think you
Is this weird, by the way? Is this change roll?
I'm thinking this is a changed rule. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Why is she saying it's too late for them? It's not too late for them. We've arrived on time. I'm rolling a changed. That's weird. And I got a 6.
It ticks up to, so I think you're on 3 now, aren't you?
I am on 3 now. Yeah.
Martin, you rolled the change roll there, a 6 as well.
Yeah, I'm on 2 now. Yeah, I'm on 2 now.
You ticked yourself up.
So is that everybody on 2 except me on 3?
I think so.
Yep.
And I think to sort of move things on a little, a dinner gong will sound downstairs, and unless you want to stop them, the lady you're dancing with, Bubbles, will break and actually take your arm, and as if she wants to be escorted down to dinner.
Yeah, he's hungry and he wants to, he's going for it. I mean, I'm guessing he's expecting there's going to be fancy food, not like dirt and mud pies or whatever we eat in the sandbanks. So he's hoping it might be something, moist, I guess is what people would like.
Something a bit tastier than sand rat.
Yeah, so I'm hoping it's going to be something like what posh people eat.
I love the way what posh people eat is it contains water.
in this universe, I'm presuming that is, that's the thing. I mean, I don't know. I think I would reckon all posh people like moist foods. Caviar was all wet.
Caviar's pretty wet. Aye.
Champagne's
wet.
Quail's eggs.
I'm gonna write that down. All posh people like
wet food.
Yeah. That's how you can put them out in a crowd, because they'll just be, wolfing down quail eggs or, licking
tuna salad.
Fagua.
Tuna salad, well-known luxury. Yeah. Oh, and so George and Dominic, Magworth will sort of turn to the two of you before he leaves and says, if you do want to change, we have rooms for you for tonight, and there's some clothes in there.
Question: in our mission briefing, did it say we were going to stay for a night, or were we supposed to be leaving immediately?
Oh, that's a fair question.
It didn't say either.
It didn't specify.
It didn't specify. And so according to our report and what we know, how long is it until this planet gets sucked into the glitch?
Oh, 15 to 20 days. So yeah, it's urgent in that sense, but it's not like you need to go in the next few hours.
Yeah, so
they didn't see.
So worst come to worst, if we did spend the night, that's not going to kill us. No doubt you've got something else that will, Graham, but that won't.
Me would
you're already falling prey to it.
Yeah, I think so.
I think George would. He's task oriented to a fault, so he's going to be like, no, I'm not going to be changing. Do you have boxes, gear, crates anywhere? I can start transferring them over to the ship.
There are boxes downstairs in the hallway if you want to transfer them. We do have some food before then if you'd like to eat.
Ask Magworth if he's got like a case trolley, like for moving it all together.
Yeah, they've got all that kind of thing.
Yeah,
if you
thought
want
he would.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, I don't see the harm in stopping to eat. Better than company food that we get on the ship, surely.
You're already falling prey to it.
Absolutely.
Also, by the way, if you want to shift crates and things, I'm down with that. I'm not going to railroad you into having dinner. I mean, you guys can go do absolutely what you want. So
I find it really hard to.
Yeah, I think George would go back downstairs and like start looking at all the boxes and stuff they have, and thinking about moving stuff over. Like, these people seem very strange and not reacting to, because he said earlier when they were talking about how you should stay or whatever, I was like, have you looked outside? Like, the thing is in the sky. Your planet is dead. Like, what are we still doing here? He's very confused.
I think seeing Dominic not being sucked into having food or dancing or anything. And because of me thinking it was really weird what she said to me, I'm gonna think, nah, something's going on. Dominic's right. Sorry, George is right. I'm gonna follow George, I think, and I'm gonna start moving boxes with George.
Sounds good to me. Chris, what's that? Dominic, Bubbles, are you going down to dinner?
Yeah, I want to pump him for information and
Yeah?
eat nice food and possibly get a girlfriend. You know,
Eat some wet food.
Yeah, I'm getting some wet food. Wink, wink.
I think with Bubbles getting pulled away, I would follow, and like as soon as I got a second where I feel like I could whisper in his ear, I'm like, remember, don't trust these people. Everyone who's came here has died before us. Like, we don't know that we can trust these people. And if you eat their food and they poison us, you know, we could end up on like death row or something. That was a feeble attempt at throwing out one in there, but we got one.
I'm Chris, Death Row Records. I've got it, mate. I've got the T-shirt.
Yeah, Bubbles will just whip it back. He's like, he thinks he's got this, but he's like, when you were looking at these dead people, because Bubbles probably seen some of your weird 1980s, 90s media, he's like, these people's hair faces aren't like the people's faces on your like computer, right? It's not like this is the dead people that we can see here, right?
Oh,
like, you know.
Oh,
like check
I
the
see what you mean.
files.
Yeah, but
No,
like, if he has like a picture of them if they've died and it would match, or is this just we wouldn't have those records of faces?
Give me a roll for that if you like. Yeah. So I'm assuming you're sort of doing.
I'm passing it on to Chris. I'm just the ideas man. So yeah, I don't think my character, but I think he would. Yeah, he would ask Dom that he's like, can you check like a bit more about that? You know.
Do you mean are these people here people that are reported dead? Is that what you're trying?
Yeah. You know, like in him have a picture and it's like this woman that I'm with. Like, is she like one of the people who? Yeah.
So yeah, I think I would check that out in the records to see if there was any like photos, display pictures, anything like that.
Yeah.
Oh, and check if they were scientists as well, because they all confirm that they're scientists. So.
Who confirmed they're scientists? What?
The lady confirmed that they're all scientists to me. Yeah.
The one that I was talking to was a scientist.
And yeah, and your one was definitely she told me that they were.
4.
Oh, yeah, you've got to. Just before I deal with that, so just to confirm, so George and Derek, you are looking at the boxes which are in the main hall.
Yep.
And then Bubbles, you've gone through to dinner, I think, haven't you? Having like delegated the information searching. Dominic, I'm assuming you're sort of just outside the dining hall, or are you in the dining hall, kind of doing a surreptitious search?
Yeah, I imagine I'm like doing this in the corner, like mind's eye, you know, moving boxes around.
Yeah, this is good with me. Yeah.
I'd love it if you did that and then you were just at the end you just stopped doing that and read a book and got the information. Like, it was just all a bit of
he's doing all this. He's doing all this on a touchscreen that isn't there. Just
and then he just gets the book.
Right. Dominic, I mean, no, these people aren't dead. There are hundreds of people. There are hundreds of people who worked here who are dead, but these people are listed as coming to the planet, and they've never been listed as having died. So this is probably legit. The only slightly strange thing is that there is a man of the house. His name's Maximilian, and he's listed as being alive as well, although the records seem a little ambiguous. So there is actually one report of him dying, but it seemed to have been superseded by a report that he's still alive or something like that. So there's some ambiguity there, but there is someone you haven't seen, is what I'm saying. So there's a guy called Maximilian who was also in charge of this watch station.
We've never seen him. We've only seen the 2 women. Yeah. in the Butler.
Yeah, no, exactly. And then, and then George, Derek, you can look across these boxes. These are, I mean, it looks though they're abandoning a lot of the sort of archaic scientific equipment. So these seem to be personal effects, and you can take those. And I mean, it's probably easiest if you don't sort of create them out the main door, but you sort of take them down one of the wings and take them to the ship. You can absolutely do that if you want.
Yeah.
And then
Derek fights the urge to steal from them because he envies the wealth. He sees maybe one of the cases opens a little bit, and as he's zipping it back up, he sees an Armani suit, and it's just his size, and he's like, oh, and it pains him to zip it back up and put it away.
So tempted to make you roll for that, but actually, let's just do a bit with that. So, you will be wheeling these crates down this corridor, and there's these various bedrooms, and Derek, one of them does have your name on it. George, one of them has your name on it as well, and it has the other two name on it as well.
Just my first name, or like it has my full name?
It will have your full name.
Which is definitely me. Oh,
George, on the crate?
No, on the room, on the door of the room.
Oh, one of the rooms you're passing. It's a bedroom. The door is slightly open.
I guess they had guest bedrooms ready for us, George. Look, there's your name. There's mine. I'll have a look and see what these bedrooms look like.
Were they informed that we were coming? They didn't seem to be.
No, yeah, they knew we were coming, but it's like they're being very relaxed about it. Like, they don't want to go. They're like, nah, hang out, stay, have drinks, party. Like, they're in the party mood, and we need to get them out of that. We need to get them in, thinking straight. They're not thinking straight. They've obviously had too many cocktails, too much fucking posh food, too much wet food, caviar and all that.
Too much of the soft wets.
Too much of the soft wet, aye.
I think, they said that they'll be ready to go in the morning, and I suppose it's not an immediate emergency, but still I find it strange that there doesn't seem to be more interest in leaving. Like, there's obviously nothing here on this planet.
They don't have any sense of urgency.
What? Yeah, no sense of urgency.
Strange. Now, these are employees of Extractor, aren't they? Same company.
Yeah, they're workers for Extractor. Yes.
So, I mean, if they're not willing to come, when we've told them they're needing to come, they are disobeying company orders. They're going against what the company's told them they should be doing.
Yeah.
So,
they've been told to evacuate. They didn't. They're reasonably sort of spending some time packing up before they do. That's all right, isn't it? I don't want to argue Extractor company policy with you.
but I'm just worried if they don't come when we've been told to bring them. I think if we delay, then it's going to be us that will get our asses kicked, and not them.
On us, yeah.
Oh, yeah. That question does go through your head.
Yeah, I'm more worried about losing my job or getting demoted or fined or something because I didn't complete the job in time.
Anyway, you're talking about these bedrooms. So yes, there's a bedroom there, and if you look inside, yes, it's it's beautiful. It looks like a luxurious bed. Have you ever slept on a nice bed?
I doubt it. No, probably not.
This one looks comfortable, and there is a suit laid out for you.
Oh, is it a nice suit?
Yeah.
How nice.
You said Armani, and that kind of. You can see that it looks beautifully cut. It looks beautifully cut to you. Ooh. And the cloth looks beautiful as well. Are you? I mean,
hang on a minute, George. Hang on a minute, George. I need to see this. Hang on, just a second. I'll leave the door open. I'm not going to close the door behind me or anything, so George can see what I'm doing. And I'm just going to go and. Oh, this is a lovely room. Look at that suit. Oh, it's not going to hurt anybody if I put that suit on. It's going to take me 2 minutes. Yeah, I'm doing it. Putting on the suit.
You standing to do this? Are you standing to do this?
What you mean, to take my trousers off and put the new trousers on? I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah, that was what I meant. I mean,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
not going to sit on the nice bed or anything like
No,
that.
no,
Yeah,
no,
okay,
no,
cool.
no. I don't want to disturb anything,
yeah.
but I cannot leave that suit. It's there for me. It's fitted. It's tailored to me, obviously.
I thought he was gonna make you like wrigle on the carpet and put a suit on. I'm like, that's fucking dark horror.
Do the wiggle.
Yeah.
Not very well fitted if you're having a wiggle.
Yeah.
And so you do put it on and you look at yourself in a mirror, a clean, beautiful rectangular mirror, not chipped or anything.
Ooh.
And you look great. In a way, it's as though you were one of those people. Did you always want to be one of those people?
I kind of did, yeah. I've really always envied the lifestyle, just the comfort, and they don't have to struggle. They don't have bugs crawling on them in their bed from the dirt. They have water in their food. Yeah, I've always envied it.
Yeah.
It'd just be nice to not eat like dry rice crackers and popcorn fried in sand.
Dinner's ready now.
No, but I've already delayed enough. I've already spent enough time putting this bloody suit on. George is going to kick my ass in a minute if I don't write. I'm going to have to just... This is beautiful, but I'm going to have to just stop idealising it. I'm never going to get it on the company wage. I'm never going to have it. But if I don't get on with the job, I'm not even going to have that company wage. So I'm going to focus back on the job and start back uploading the boxes, but in my beautifully fitted Italian suit.
George, what are you doing about this?
I'm just waiting for him, like, looking at my watch. Like, what is happening here? And maybe I'll be like, you doing all right in there, Derek?
Oh,
like, obviously I'm not watching him change.
I'll come out and go, look at this. George, there'll be one in there for you. Open your door. Open your bedroom door. Have a look.
No, thanks.
Oh,
I'm
come
not
on.
interested.
Look at this. It's Italian. Now, an Italian suit's super rare because Earth doesn't even exist anymore, so Italy hasn't existed for thousands of years, so an Italian suit's a super, super special thing, like even more than it is now.
Look, we can go have a meal with them after we get some of these crates moved, but like the work has to get done.
Yeah, you're right. It's enough. I'm a dreamer, George. I've always been a dreamer. I'm sorry.
Oh,
George,
hey, I don't blame you.
idea.
I mean, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, it's fine. So you're by the crates, right? You sort of, I don't know. I had this idea. Your hands resting on the crates, something like that.
Oh yeah. I mean, I probably would have like. I'm sure there's a dolly or something like that we were using with big fat tires to make it over the terrain. So I'm just standing there with like one hand on the hand truck and just waiting for Derek to come back out.
Nice. And I think at that moment, you feel something start to explore your hand.
Okay, I immediately look towards my hand and like jerk my hand away.
Excellent.
Because I'm familiar with creepy crawlies from lots of digs.
Yeah. No, that's excellent. Let's come back to that. Bubbles, you're at dinner. You are pumping people with information, I think, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm trying to I think everyone thinks Bubbles is just going with the flow, but he's nothing makes sense because it's like, we've been told, I know they're scientists, they don't do science anymore. They have a very, very, very fancy house, but they don't seem to do anything. So I need to figure that out. Like, how, that's what I'm trying to be like, oh, you have such fun. Do you get like deliveries from this other spaceships, or do you have a machine that I don't know, like, what's it called? Star Trek, where they just have a machine? I don't know how they make food here, but it seems fancy. Yeah.
I mean, so they'll serve you food, and so the first thing that comes is this sort of golden soup. It's synthetic.
Wet.
It's wet. There's water in it. It's amazing. And it's it's excellent. It has this sort of herbal taste. So in answer to your question of where do they get their food, I mean, it's clearly synthetic, but it's well.
Good.
Well made.
Yeah, high level synthetic shit.
Yeah, excellent. And that'll be followed by, I mean, you have this sort of textured protein as well. And what do you want to know from them? You can give me a roll and go on.
Just it's like obviously they told us that I know they're here because they used to be scientists and they're just watching. But I'm like, what are they watching? Are they here to watch the glitch, or are they? What are they actually doing?
If there's no life on this planet, what are they monitoring?
Yeah, because you wouldn't just send if it was just like they wouldn't send scientists here, would they, to do a job where it was just like looking for I don't know, like wild animals or something. So there must be something scientific they were doing. So I'm like, why? What were they doing when she said they were sent here and now they just watch? Like, is she experimenting with time? I'll do that at the end. At the start, I'll just be like, oh, you must get bored here. What do you do to be occupied in your beautiful home?
Give me a roll.
Okay.
So probably just one die unless you want to add a change die to it as well.
Not I think when I meet no, not yet.
Question.
Maybe when my friends arrive.
While he's rolling in, Graham, I've got a very quick question for you. When we got our mission briefing, were we told by Extractor about what these guys were originally doing? Now, Extractor's a mining company, essentially, isn't it? So I assume they were probably mining something?
It's a sort of mining and resource company, so they sort of get all kinds of resources from planets. That's kind of what they do, yeah.
And was this initially
not exclusively mining, but they could, they might also sort of monitor other life forms and things like that in case they were sort of producing stuff that was useful to extract, so something medical, something like that. Cool. I know. I'm just trying to think what to do with it.
She tells me she's married to Cthulhu, and I figure it out straight away. Yeah. That's what I think happens.
Okay, so they tell you, they tell you what they're doing here. I mean, they were put here to monitor a form of plant life. The plant life. At first she tries to deflect these questions, right? But Sade, and there's also another scientist, Llewellyn, who joins you at the table, and eventually Sade sees where you're going and goes, "There were plants. People died, and extracts eradicated them. Now and Llewellyn chips in and goes, and now we watch to see if they come back."
Have they come back?
Not yet.
Ooh.
But I fear they will.
See, this is where I need the biologist and the med guy to come in, because they should be doing rolls. I did want to steal some of the food to get it analysed, but I think if it's synthetic, I don't need to worry too much.
The food's fairly normal, I think. Actually, so while we're talking about plants, let's come back to you. So there was something exploring your hand, wasn't there? Yeah, you can feel something exploring your hand.
So I immediately look and move to pull my hand away.
And there is you look and sort of before you pull your hand away, you're welcome to. There is a little root coming out of one of the crates, and it's just exploring your flesh. It's kind of interesting. It's just kind of exploring.
Definitely plant-like.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's coming from inside the crate? Okay. So I'm going to move away from the crates. And say, Derek, do you want to scan a life sign over here?
Yeah, what's up? And I'll pull out the scanner.
That? And I point at the little root that's kind of...
And I can see
it's
it, Graham?
back inside the box.
Yeah, it seems to be withdrawing just a little, but yeah, there's a little root there. Yeah.
And it's like is it moving? Like it's like pulling back into the box.
It seems to be feeling around. Yeah.
Whoa.
If you come towards it, it will almost try and reach out for you.
Now, George, you're the biologist here, not me, but I'm pretty sure we cannot be taking any kind of plant matter off this planet. I mean,
I agree.
Oliver knows that even on planet Earth in modern times, you can't take a plant from one country to another.
Yeah, I mean, there's the whole invasive species issue.
Yeah.
So I open the crate and take a look inside.
Yeah, there is a little plant there, which seems to have grown on the bottom of the box.
So
this little golden orchid-like plant with long tendril roots.
is it like, is it just growing in there, or is it in like a pot, or like, is there some indication of?
Or are they moving it deliberately?
Imagine something like mold. It seems to have like grown in a corner of the crate.
So it's not like they're deliberately trying to export this plant.
Ooh, interesting. Well, that could be a little ambiguous, but yeah.
See, I mean, if they are deliberately exporting it, that's a crime probably. That's serious. They can't do that.
Yeah,
so I assume this is by accident. They don't know that that's there, so we should get rid of it for them. They don't even need to know.
But we need to, figure out what this is first of all, and if it's in more of the crates. What is in the crate with the plant? It's not just the plant, right?
Scientific, some bits of scientific equipment, a couple of journals, also some seed boxes which seem to have cracked and let some seeds out.
Yeah, so there's your culprit right there. Okay, so we'll leave that where it is for right now. Well, okay, so it is the future. We've been to other planets. I'm not going to completely freak out about a motive plant. Like,
no.
I imagine we've probably seen something like that in the past.
You've heard of them. It's kind of fascinating, though, isn't it? To you as a biologist, I would think.
Oh, yeah. Fascinating for sure. But again, I'm not used to studying things like this without more information to begin with. So I'm going to try to put the lid back on the top of the box as securely as possible. I'm assuming these aren't just like cardboard boxes, right? Like they're moving in like kind of sci-fi metal and plastic shipping crates, right?
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, crates.
So yeah, I'm gonna close that up, leave it there, and like we need to go talk to these people to figure out what this is, because if it's a problem, they've been here for a while. They should be able to tell us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but you're right. We can't just pack this onto our shuttle.
Oh no, absolutely
without
not.
No information, right?
I mean, I think.
Oh, I guess I could also grab some of the. You said there were scientific journals in there. I'm gonna try and grab those without engaging with the plant too much. It seemed to be seeking. Well, I don't like the way you phrased exploring my flesh, but it seemed to be seeking. Yeah, it seemed to be seeking. I'll just put it biologically. It seemed to be seeking the meat, as it were. So this could be some form of carnivorous or other kind of plant that could be dangerous to us, right? So I'm going to go for the journals, assuming they're not completely covered by this plant.
If you find any medical records in those journals, let me know.
Yeah, right.
I do like the idea. Can we just have a roll for you to get the journals? I will roll against you because it's quite fun if you fail to avoid the plant. Let's see what happens.
That's fair. So I'm obviously this is not something I'm specifically trained in. So I'm just going to roll 1d6, but then I will also use my change.
Because it's weird.
Die. Yeah, because it is a strange situation. And the change die will be my second die, I think. In terms of whether or not because if it rolls higher, my change still goes up, right? Mm-hmm. Is that correct?
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
I think your first dice is your everyday dice. The second one's a career dice.
Oh, I got a 6, but my change die is higher, so my change goes up now to 3. But I did get a 6.
Cool, and I am rolling against you, and I didn't. So, that's interesting. Okay, let's just have a moment, right, where you will grab the journal, and it's not like the plant penetrates you or anything, but you'll just get a moment where you brush against the plant, and for a moment it is this pleasant, fulfilling feeling. And you can, George, you can imagine, like, you're a biologist, right? You can imagine what it would be like to let this plant just slip inside you. There's to be something very easy about that, and something very welcoming. And then you shake that feeling off because that's daft, and then you grab the journals. But you're left with this sort of feeling of warmth.
And being a biologist, I'll roll if you would like me to, but that leads me to understand that there's some kind of manipulation going on with this plant. This plant has a desire to survive.
Hormone manipulation.
Pheromone or something,
hormone,
right?
Yeah.
Something like that would seem very right. Yeah.
Okay. All right, so I've got the journal, and so as we head back to, I assume they're all still in the dining room, right? Because
yeah. There are.
So
I mean,
I'll
there's
just
also a
kind of
study and a
flip through
library.
it.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
okay.
good.
So I'll just kind
I
of
was just
flip
gonna say-
through it as we head towards the rest of the people.
Yeah, that's fine. Let's come back to actually, Dominic. We haven't done much with you for a while, have we? So what's Dominic doing? The last thing he found was that there's this guy Maximilian who isn't recorded.
Yeah, so basically Bubbles sent me on this mission to find out if all these people are the dead people. So I think I'll report back to Bubbles and be like, nah, these people ain't like us. And then like I walk on and I want to find out more about Max, so I'm going to start looking for him. When I found his like profile, did it have a full like photo description or?
Yeah, you've got a photo of the guy if you want it. Yeah. Oh, and sorry, are you going to talk to Bubbles about this?
No, so I spoke to Bubbles because Bubbles said, are
Right,
all the people all the people here dead? Like, are these the dead staff members that are just chilling out? And I was like, no, they're not. These are not the dead ones, but there have been hundreds of dead people who worked for the company who have been sent here, just like we have been sent here now. And I'm like, these are not, cosplaying. These people are not like us. They are totally different. They are actual employees, ex-scientists, or whatever they say they are. And then I go on a journey to find Maximilian to question him on his ambiguous nature.
Sure. Oh, so you actually literally looking around the mansion to find him?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Yeah. There is a map. I think there might actually be something labeled Maximilian's room. There is. Have you got a map there, Chris?
I do have the map. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, tell me where you want to
go. So I'm currently in the dining room. I'm gonna come out of the dining room, up the stairs, and let's try the servants area, because they would probably know where everyone is at every point. I'll at least be able to find someone in there who'll be able to tell me where Maximilian would be. Unless
that sounds good.
My dyslexia has missed Maximilian's rooms.
No, there isn't actually anything marked in Maximilian's rooms. So yeah, this maid will shoot to her feet as you come into the servants area and go, "Yes, sir."
Hey, don't call me sir. I work for a living. Chill. So, I'll be looking for this guy. I don't know if you know him. Maximilian, something like that. They say he's a big player about here.
Hey, Maximilian. Yes.
Do you know where he is? Like, where does he frequent? Like,
he's in the gold suites, if he hasn't and then she tails off.
If he hasn't, you need me to like drag this out of you, or are you just gonna finish your sentence? Like, what's up?
If he hasn't died, sir.
Oh, is he sick?
Yes, sir.
Oh, that's sad. Well, do you know what's wrong with him? Like, is it like, something I shouldn't bring up, or?
I think you might have to see, sir.
Okay. Well, do you want to come with me? Because I think there's gonna be
No, not particularly, sir.
Oh.
I like the sound of this one bit.
That was immediate. No.
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 Well, do you recommend that I don't go in there? Because, like, you really don't want to go there.
It's not dangerous, sir. Just, I don't want to see it again. I see it every day.
Ah, okay, I get it. That's cool. That's cool. Again, don't call me sir. Inkle. But y'all chilling. See you later. And here's a little something on me. And he drops a little bag of sand on the floor. It says cash. Cash money.
Right.
And then and heads onward to the cold.
Yeah.
Cash money was another reference. Also, I caught They Not Like Us as well, Chris. Well done.
Yeah.
Martin, I just want to come back to you just for a moment.
Oh, sorry.
No,
I
no,
was going to
it's
say
fine.
the next bag you throw at somebody should just say straight cash.
Yeah.
So you can buy that baby straight cash. I bought this
Bubble,
baby
so
straight cash.
the meal is ending. You were trying to get some information out of it. Did you get what you wanted there, or did you want more?
Well, I think dangerous plant life, killing everyone, and that's why they're staying is pretty mind-blowing. I did roll for one of the change things, but I didn't get it, so I'm clearly not that bothered. But
You kept us under control, yeah.
I guess I'd want to tell everyone about this because it seems, I don't know, obviously I know what as players what we know, but I want to share it because then obviously we can team up. And I also, I definitely want to speak to George because I can give him the information about the plants, about what's going on. So I want to make my excuses really and say, I probably need to move some boxes, but I had a very moist dinner. It was very pleasurable. And
and Clarissa will look surprised and say, we usually dance in the drawing room. Could the boxers wait just a moment?
I mean, I did already dance with you, so I mean, he says just give me a minute and I'm gonna be like, oh, my stomach hurts, this rich moist food, I'm just gonna go to the bathroom and trying to escape for a few minutes.
Yeah, no, that's cool. You can slip away, and you will hear the same languid music starting from the drawing room, and Clarissa will go there. Dominic, should we do you walking into the gold suite?
That scene.
Yeah.
That's gonna be the big scene, I think.
You open the door of the gold suite, and there's a sort of smell of I don't know, fruit, death, vegetable matter. The sort of cloying thing hits you as soon as you walk in, and there's that there is a room with the curtains closed, a bedroom, and there's a four-poster bed, and you can feel that the maid has come up behind you. She's not in the room, but she's just waiting behind you.
Oh, so the same maid that said she didn't want to come?
Yeah.
Oh.
As if she's kind of supervising you, but she's not looking into the room,
Okay. And so I look back to her and I'd be like, so, Do we need a key or anything for the gold room, or like this door just gonna open?
And the door just opens. You just push it open.
Okay, well, you keep your eyes peeled. I got some like friends around here, so like if you could like let them know if I don't come out in like the next 5 minutes, because stupidly I came up here. I ain't got no one to get my back. But we tight, right? We tight.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes.
Again, not sir. Like, you know, try like Big D.
Yes. Yes. And so you walk into this.
Go in the room.
I feel like
yes,
Chris,
Mr. Dominic.
I think Chris in real life has had this, where he said, "My name's Chris Kidd," and they're like, "No, I'm not going to call you that. I don't want to call you that."
You are in this room, and it's a bit dark. There's curtains and so on, and there's a bed. Sort of 4-poster job.
Yo, Max, you here?
There's a sort of murmuring sound from the bed.
If you're here, speak up. I can't hear you.
Sounds though he's trying to say something. Yeah.
Oh, I don't like that word trying.
You need to get in bed with him. You need to get right up to his face and listen to that whisper.
Do not get in that fucking bed, Chris.
Before I proceed any further forward,
Mm-hmm.
you said there was a scent in the room. Can I roll to see if I have a familiar, like if it's a familiar scent, you know, like if it's like formaldehyde, sulfur, you know.
I mean, don't bother rolling. No, not particularly. It's a smell of dead flesh, and it's a smell of sort of flowers and orchids.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Thickly sweet.
But it's quite pretty. Sort of meaty, flowery smell. It's nice.
Yeah.
Meaty, flowery smell. Quite nice. Okay, yeah, exactly how I describe everything in life. So yeah, let's mosey on over, and as we get closer, does he become clearer? Like, are the covers covered over? What am I seeing?
No, he's lying on the bed, and so you can see this man lying on the bed. This sort of fairly elderly man, and what you can see is, I mean, at first he just seems to be lying there, but what you can see is that he's shot through with these plants. They've come up from the mattress, and they're growing through his flesh, and just sort of curling in and out of him. And he has this sort of ragged breathing.
Ragged breathing.
That's a change roll for you, Chris, son.
Yeah, that's gonna freak me the fuck out. I ain't seen no plant motherfuckers. So...
And the maid behind you says, I see this every day.
Well, that mean you don't gotta roll a change dice, but it don't fucking change nothing for me. L4.
Okay.
Oh, you go up.
And he wants 3 now, Chris.
I'm on 2 still.
Oh,
so would that bring me up?
Time?
So that brings you up to 3, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Aye, that puts you up to 3. Me and you are on 3. Martin and Brian are on 2, I think.
No, I'm on 3.
Are you on 3 as well? Oh, wow.
I'm on 2 because I succeeded on one of the rolls for it.
You're cheating.
So, yeah, pretty much like seeing that like he's plantification. I ain't gonna like try to like get further into this. Like, this ain't the kind of green that I like, so I'm outie. So I'm gonna fucking book it back down the stairs, back to the gang, and we're gonna hit the fucking road if we can. Because
So I just wanted to come back to Bubbles actually, because Bubbles was looking for you. Did you want to find Dominic?
Yeah, he's like I think a good friend, so I think I would have like, yeah. But then I wouldn't have known where he'd got. Oh no, he just said he was gonna. He told me he was trying to find Maximilian, right? So I guess.
Yeah. We can
I
cheat
just-
things a bit and say you heard a bit of conversation upstairs with the maid.
Okay, I'll run upstairs and be like, "Hey, it's like, what's that meaty flower smell? It smells delicious. Did you find better food?"
It's so horrible.
Hey. I'm telling you right now, you don't want to go in there, man. He is fucked up. He is planted into the bed. And like this maid said, he dying. And that shit stink, man. Like, I mean,
Guys.
stinky, icky. Oh, he's dead? Oh.
He dies every day.
Well, I guess I'll hush
Oh,
the door.
whoa. He dies every day? I'm gonna fucking
It'll
change
happen
roll
shortly.
up.
Think so.
It'll happen shortly.
As soon as he
behind
goes
you can.
I'll whisper to him about the plants killing people on the planet as well, just as he's going
Well,
crazy.
not just killing people.
Yeah.
That's another 4. Is that another one up
Yeah.
then?
So your changed is now.
Yeah, now you're up to
is now
4.
4.
A 4? Okay, sweet.
Mm.
Am I starting
Okay.
to
Just
wanted
every
to-
time
root
you
into
roll
the ground?
over, yeah.
I guess I need to roll one from what he's told me, because I've heard it, like, you know, they've told me about these killer plants, but then they also said they're dead. But I guess I'd at least open the door to the room, and I guess that'd confirm the weird plant thing, right? If I look
If
in
you want to go
briefly.
and look at the
I
plant man, you
mean,
can.
I also know Dominic's a bit of a showman, so he might be lying a bit, though the smell, you
You
know,
should go and look for yourself, definitely.
I'll go and have a quick look. So I'll roll the thing.
Yeah. And I also just want to move things on in the house a bit, so you'll hear the music from downstairs stop, and everyone will sort of start heading to bed. Basically, you'll hear them coming
Yeah,
upstairs.
I do not care. I keep getting twos, so I just don't give a shit. I'm just like looking at all this crazy
Yeah.
shit. Nice.
This man is grown through with these plants, and I think as you watch Bubbles, his breathing just gives one last ragged breath and then just lies very, very still. And the
Yeah.
plants just squirm in him just a little.
I'm gonna grab Dominic and say we need to find the other guys because there's some weird stuff going on.
Well,
Just
this
when
is
you're
where I
looking at-
was going.
Can we just do a little more? So, Bubbles, just as you're standing looking, you're standing at the edge of the bed, right?
Well, I've nipped in just to confirm that Dominic's not being a dick, yeah, because he does this a lot.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
expected
yeah.
it to be like a big bag of like a sand person lying there, so I'm just confirming that it's actually what he said.
Just a body made
Big
of
bag of
sand.
sand.
that
It's just
he's-
a bag of sand. Yeah.
Yeah,
Melted.
well, he's done it a few times. He's
Oh
like,
yeah, it's not even a body. It's just a giant bag of
Yeah.
sand.
like, oh, there's a girl in there who really likes you, and then it's just like a bag of sand with boobs, and I'm like, no, not again.
A bag of sand with girl
Oh.
written on it.
A long
Yeah,
bag
like-
of sand with 2
Dominic.
smaller bags of sand.
Yeah, so he's done it to me at least 4 to 7 times, so I had to check.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so you're should we do a bit with you in the bedroom, or are you going to just bolt out as soon as you've seen it? I don't mind.
I mean, if there's anything different you think I'll see, I'll look. But yeah, I was just going to make sure that Dominic was telling the truth, and also because I haven't really changed that much, so I'm just like getting like textbook information. I'm not seeing anything, so I'm like, is everyone just like having a laugh? So I would be in there like a couple of minutes.
So yeah, guy plants growing through you. He has his last breath. He dies as you watch him, and house. Everyone's gone to bed now, and I think you'll just feel something exploring your ankle.
Do I immediately run away, or do I have to roll something so it doesn't like?
Oh, you can
grab me?
absolutely just run away if you'd like to.
Yeah, I think I'd run away. I think I would be freaked out. what I would have heard.
Cool.
Bubbles is that
All right, lovely.
fucking psychopath. Like.
So it's night in the mansion.
Bubbles has got a shrine to each of you in his little sand cabin, with like bits of like hair and chewing gum and stuff for each of you. He's definitely on the edge of being a serial killer.
I had a question about bedtime, Graham.
Mm-hmm.
Because you said the time was moving differently. The days seem to go really fast. Are people living shorter days on the planet? Or are they going 2 days at a time without sleep? Or how are they doing it?
No, they're probably following a standard 24-hour schedule.
They probably are.
Yeah.
Well, and I think they're following a sort of fast day, basically. So they, the days are very short. They will, they sleep for, I don't know, whatever it is, 2 hours or whatever, and something. They get up, they have one meal. They do their dancing upstairs. They have one meal. They're sort of living a very short day.
So they're doing 4 or 5 days
for
every
they're
day.
all infested with plants. So like, who knows what their biology is doing?
Yeah. But
we don't know if they're all infested or
no, I know. I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
but it's more like they're doing like 4 or 5 days per day, aren't they? So they're getting up, going to bed, getting up, going to bed, getting up, going to bed, all in one day.
Yes, exactly that. Yeah.
Interesting.
Wonder what that does to somebody's metabolism.
Trying to adapt to the actual period.
Yeah. Wonder what that does to your metabolism.
I'm more concerned about what the plants do to your metabolism.
Yeah, me too. But we've not seen what they've seen.
No, we haven't.
So we're not half as concerned as they are.
Nope, not yet.
Still, the fact that that plant had gotten into the box, the crate that we're moving, that worried me a lot. How's it gotten in there? Is this plant trying to get off this planet? Is this plant sentient? Is this plant trying to kill people? That's what's going through my mind.
You don't want to know what I'm worried about for your character. I'm worried about you feeling little pricklies inside that suit that you put on that's probably full of spores.
Yeah, you're dead.
Shit, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's why I was asking about the food in case it was made for some like local plant fruit. That's why I was making sure it's synthetic food.
Yeah, I see if I've signed myself off as first to die just because I fancied the Italian suit. Aye, Graham, you know how to get me. I'm a materialistic bastard, like.
Should we bring you guys together? So you're you're all kind of on the landings and so on. Should we bring you together so you can talk, just so we're not doing individual scenes?
Yeah, I would think that we were probably heading stuff out through the servants' quarters wing. You said, so I would imagine that once we decide to head back, we would be coming through that hall, probably to the main hall, if you want to have us run into them. Sounds in perfect. The main hall coming down the stairs. Looking for us, which I think they are.
Yeah. I like Bubbles would be Bolton, and I'd be following Bubbles. So, yeah.
Yeah. So, Derek, George, you run into these two as they're sort of running, moving quite fast down the stairs.
And they look haggard, I would imagine. They look afraid or worked up in some way.
Yeah, I look fucking disheveled. Like I look like shit. I've seen some shit. I'm scared to fuck. There's a guy upstairs who dies every day. There's a guy upstairs who dies every day. There's fucking hundreds of staff who came here. They die every day.
A guy who dies every day.
Hey. Yeah. Whoa. Where's your uniform? You're looking pretty fly for a white guy.
No, nice.
Oh my god! You should be shot. You should be shot in the face.
Not bad, eh? It's Italian designer. It's beautiful. It only took me 5 minutes to put on. I have been working this whole time. I sat down for 5 minutes to put this suit on. I promise you.
I'm gonna look at George and like, why George hasn't got a suit? Were you guys just like shopping and shit while I was having, a debate?
There was a suit out there for George. He chose not to put it on.
Here's the problem. We need to speak to the researchers because there appears to be some kind of plant outbreak in one of the crates. I've only looked in one of the crates. The plant appears to be motive. It seems to. It may be looking for purchase in some kind of environment it can thrive in. It was feeling my hand. I don't know if it was looking for food or looking for a place to
penetrate.
go. But it seemed to be attracted to my body. Could be the body heat. It could sense it as a source of food, perhaps, if it's a carnivorous species. But we need to talk to these scientists to see if they have any more information about it. I have one of the research journals, but I haven't been able to make much of it yet.
I'm still going to be like, what do you mean dies every day? What?
Well, I'm gonna tell you guys about the fucking killer plants. I'm like, to confirm, they're here to stop the killer plants appearing again. And from what me and Dominic have seen, and if you're saying one's feeling your hand, I think we need to leave now.
The plants
like, no, don't be talking to them. Don't be talking to them. We need to go.
Right, and when he tells me there's plants that kill people, I am making that change roll.
I guess we all should, because we all know.
Yeah, a plant tried to grab him.
Well.
Yeah.
I should make a change roll.
Oh, roll the
one as well.
Come on.
Yep. So you keep it together. Yeah.
Check me out. It's the suit.
Okay.
Oh, I go up. I'm at 4.
I think I got another 2 again. I'm just checking. Oh no, I didn't. I got a 5. No, mine's gone up.
So
I've got a 3 now.
So you're up to 3.
Three.
Yeah.
Got a 4, a 3, a 4, and a 3 now.
I think just the first rays of sunlight are starting to come up over the horizon.
We need to see, like, our job is to evacuate these people, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, are they safe, or are any of them, I don't know, does this plant infect? Well, I would assume they'd tell us what they saw in the bedroom, right? In the gold room?
Well, I think so. That's what I was rolling for.
Okay, so the plant infects people.
Well, you might be better looking. You might be YouTube, like biology and med guy, might be better looking at the guy, because we don't really know that stuff. Maybe he's fine. Maybe he's just a bit smelly. But
he said he died, though.
Yeah, but we don't know plant stuff. Maybe you guys can analyze him.
You can go and look at the plants. I wouldn't touch the plants. I wouldn't smell the plants. I don't know much about plants. You know loads about plants and humans. But
I would say that if you feel the plant come into contact with you, you should probably try to avoid that contact. It may be trying to take root.
He does have a point, though, that our biologist should probably be having a look at this.
And you're the med guy. You need to check him out as well. Between you, like you're the dream team to look. We should have been moving the.
You are right, Martin.
We should have been fucking moving the boxes and trying on fancy suits.
You are right. I think Derek and George are going to have a look at this horrible scene. Actually, as the medical and biologist.
Okay.
Well, we'll come with you guys. We'll look after you if the plant like pulls you in, because I read this book one time about like this plant that like grew really quick from like a board game, and it like pulled them into the board game, and then one of them became like this guy like Jack Black or something. But anyway, yeah, let's not let that happen. So we'll back you up. Ain't that right, Bubbles?
Bubbles agrees, but he still thinks we should keep a slight eye out on the other people wandering around. Like
they're all in bed.
Well, I would think you need to try and get them together, because didn't they say they were going to leave today? Like they said tomorrow. It's tomorrow now. The sun is rising.
Well, I could tell you. No, they told me they were going to have a dance, because that's what they do after dinner. So I presume they're dancing at the moment.
Yeah, but I think we could
ask them.
The dancing happened. They went to bed. We've actually gone through the whole night. So the time has moved fast. Yeah, it's now the next morning.
Odd.
I'll tell them to stick their morning routine or their afternoon routine up their arse. I don't care. I've got a job to do. Don't give a fuck about their dancing. I've got a job to do here.
I'm happy for you three to go. I want to kind of talk to, I'm guessing her name's Clarissa, the main woman. I just want to be like, are you guys ready to go? While these guys are looking at Maximilian, and see if I can get him while they're secretly looking at him. So that, I'll do that. I think I'm safe enough.
Yeah, I mean, I'm willing to go look in the gold suite. So
You
I
need to
will
take your friend.
follow
You need to
Dom,
take
I
you need
suppose.
to take your friend with you as well to investigate the body. You need
Well,
to
of
both
course. I
do
mean, if
it.
someone has
Both
died,
of
then our
you.
medical officer should check on him.
Yeah, he has to confirm he's dead, right?
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, the fact that I've been told the man dies every day is something I have to see. I'm not
Yeah.
looking forward to seeing it, but I think I have to see it.
So, as an aside, trying to muffle from Dom a little bit, I'll be like, "It's Dom though. Like he could just be quoting some really old movie.
Well,
like,
yeah, Rocky Horror Picture Show or something.
Yeah, dies every day is just in some hip hop tune at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just quoting that line.
Definitely, yeah, it's definitely a Waka Flocka Flame song or something, eh? Aye, probably. You should maybe just ignore everything he says, actually. Let's go and have a look at this thing.
I would have confirmed with you guys for now that for once he's telling the truth, but it would have been a full hour of me having to convince you guys he wasn't joking.
Yeah.
Well, you just saw him die though. You didn't see him come back.
Can I do one thing with seeing the sunrise come up? Can I check what time it is?
Oh.
Yeah, you can. And I think we need to do this in a particular order. So let's so Bubbles, you're going to go and talk to Clarissa in a moment, aren't you?
Just partly to distract and partly just to see if they're actually going to go today.
Yeah.
In a nice way.
And then you two, George and Derek, are going to go and see Maximilian, and then Dom, you're checking the time. Let's do that. All right, so let's do Maximilian first. So yeah, you walk in, and there is curtains are closed, four-poster bed, smell of sort of fruit and meat and death. Sort of ragged breathing.
Well, I'm sure as a biologist and a medical person, we could probably identify the smell a little bit better than they could. Is it like putrefaction?
Does it smell like a Venus flytrap, for example?
Oh, interesting.
The combination of plant and meat makes me think of carnivorous plants. Does it smell like a really large Venus flytrap, for example?
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, something like that. I mean, there is an alien matter smell. So yes, putrefaction is definitely there. Yes, this is the smell of. I mean, it's not exactly carnivorous. If you want to get closer, you can look, but it's not exactly carnivorous in the sense of eating, but it's just kind of doing a lot of growing through his flesh.
Yeah, it's parasitic at least.
So this is a nice kind of, I forget the terminology used, but like a nice mansion, right? I'm assuming this suite probably has a fireplace.
Sure.
Faux or not. And even if the fireplace is a faux fireplace, I would imagine it would probably have a faux fire poker of some kind.
For decoration.
Sure. Let's do that. Yeah.
So I'm going to grab the poker and kind of head over to the bed, and is the I'm going to call it the body at this point because I don't believe people can be resurrected. I'm sure I'm about to be disabused of that notion. But is it covered somewhat by like a duvet or a blanket?
No, not really. He's lying directly on the sheets. You can see the plants growing through them, and if you want some sort of roll to work out what the plants are doing, are they devouring him or what, we can do that. He's breathing very shallowly. Yeah, there he is.
He is breathing. So he didn't. So in my mind, he didn't die. Dom doesn't know what he saw.
Yeah. Because humans don't die and come back to life.
I know that he died. And he's now breathing again, but my character doesn't.
Same here. As a medical student, as a medical professional, I don't believe that humans come back to life. We've never seen it before. It's not going to start happening today.
Derek, this man is still alive.
Yes. Yeah. But how is he still alive? Look at this thing growing out of his body. It's like taking root in the man. It's using him as fertilizer.
You see what you can find about him. I'm gonna try and study the plants a little bit closer. So I am gonna take a look. I wanna see what the plants are doing. Are they just growing up through his body? Are they taking root in his body? Are they feeding upon his body? I think that's gonna give me my 2d6. But I'm gonna go ahead and roll my change die as well because this is still a very strange scene.
And while he does that, I'm gonna look at the man.
I want to know what's going on.
And I'm gonna look at the man's vitals. So I think that's all 3 dice for me as well, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So that's a
Okay, so
6, Brian. And is your change die high there? I think it is.
yeah, the last one would be the change die, so that's also the 6. So I'm up to 5.
Yeah. So yeah. Okay.
Also got a 6 on the
But I
change
did get
die.
a 6.
6 as well. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you got a 6 on your change die.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. Is that you up to 5, Brian?
Oh yeah, I'm at 5.
Wow.
Yeah, for sure.
Wow.
Cool. So, I'm just going to. I'll describe those roles in a moment, but I just want to do a bit with the other two. So,
Oh, yeah.
I think two things happen now. The first is that the languid atonal music starts up again from the morning room. So, Bubbles, you were sort of hovering at the top of the stairs, maybe going to talk to Clarissa. Well, the music has started up. You can hear a couple of people in there. Dominic, you look at the time. And it's not tomorrow.
I want to say one thing as well and add this, because I said that I was gonna go with those guys just in case they got pulled into the room by like the massive plant thing. So
Yeah.
I think I would have overheard them saying he's alive, and
Dominic's an idiot.
And then them saying, "Oh, he's a fucking idiot. Oh, he's fucked it up again. Nobody's dead and comes back to life." At which point, I shot into the room. Again, I said, "He dies every day." That's what made me fucking freak out. He dies every fucking day. It's not, no. This is day 1, and day 1 again. I've just checked my watch. It's the same fucking day. It's not another day. This is another day of the same day. This is like a movie.
Like that movie with Bill Murray that you showed me.
Yeah.
So I think
I was avoiding that.
there, Chris. You should probably make a change roll, right?
No.
Seems like Dom's losing it a bit.
I don't know what rolls it is, but I feel like I've already rolled for the things that I'm freaking out about. So would you really roll for the same thing again?
Play to lose.
For the things well, I mean, it's up to you whether you roll, but what the final realization that this is the same day over and over again, that seems quite worrying.
That does,
actually,
fair. That does, yeah.
You also did have it confirmed that he is alive again, right? So it's not just you being told he dies every day.
You've seen him die.
You saw him die.
And then seen him alive.
And then we just confirmed that he's alive again.
Alright, guys. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, right. Sweet. Well, nothing happens. Alright.
Oh, wow,
Nice,
too.
nice roll.
Nice.
You keep it together. Let's deal with
cucumber.
George and Derek. Let's deal with your roles. So, George, and I think what has to happen on that 6 is that you're looking at these plants and you're trying to understand what they're doing, right? So they're not particularly eating this guy. They're more parasitic. They're kind of they're growing through him. They want to inhabit him. They want to sort of curl up inside him and grow there. Yes, you probably think this is an invasive plant that wants to spread to other planets. Yes, you probably think that the plant downstairs was in some way trying to leave the planet, or it evolved to leave the planet.
So I'm also going to say, since I'm at 5, I'm looking at this. This is amazing. This is something that I've not seen in biology to this point. And I think as I'm moving closer and looking more closely at it, since my change is already at a 5, I think I'm going to be reaching out to it to see if I can coax some of the tendrils to approach my hand, almost like a reaching out to a sentient thing to see if it interacts with me. Yeah.
They don't need coaxing. Yeah. So you put out your hand, your arm?
My hand.
Yeah,
like kind of holding it over and close to, probably because I'm at 5, probably too close.
Yeah.
I'm not judging distances that well. Maybe the pheromones are getting to me.
Yeah, maybe you're a bit confused about the whole thing, right? Maybe you're I don't know. But one way or another, you reach out and your hand is too close, and the tendril, you feel it just feathering around your palm, and it doesn't feel bad. It feels good. It feels right.
Do I see him doing this?
Sure, but you've got your own shit
Right.
going.
I've
so
got my
we'll
own
come to
shit
that.
to deal with first, yes.
Yeah.
Would I also see him doing this? Because I was freaking out at them both at the door for what they had just said.
Tell you what, should we do? Oh, Oliver's just gone. I was just going to do his hand.
I've never gone.
Fuck this.
I've never
Oh,
gone.
yeah,
I can always,
yeah.
I can always hear you. I was just at the fridge.
Yeah. Let's do your bad thing as well. So you rolled a 6, and so I was hanging on to that a little. I think, the realization will come to you that, yes, this is a time loop, and, you're standing in this sort of strange, beautiful house, and these people live the same day over and over again. I mean, this planet isn't going to get swallowed. It's just going to sort of continue looping. And honestly, the thought goes through your head of, would that be too bad?
Living here, living in eternity here, dancing and drinking wet and eating wet food. Sounds all right, Italian suits, wet food.
We're all fucked now. If you've seen any horror movie, once you get through that first day and it repeats, you're done.
Oh, yeah, I know. Oliver is well aware of that.
You know what George is thinking? George is thinking, well, after all, why not? Why shouldn't I help it leave?
It's exactly that.
Oh, you should let it tickle your palm more. Let it go.
Yeah, you're thinking, but this is...
Let it...
Who am I to stop
let it
evolution?
join with me and then take it on the ship.
Who am I to stop this evolution? This is how the plant evolves. Who am I to stop it? I can't play God. That's what's going through your brain.
I love that so much. And well, so let's play with that, right? So, and yeah, the shoot will kind of creep up and you into your palm, and you'll feel a little slit, just a little pleasurable moment of pain as it just slips inside the meat of your hand.
Ooh.
And then having felt that, I will then pull away, assuming that it is smart enough to know that, okay, I found a vessel, and so it will allow its tendril to be released, leaving, enough of itself in me as I step back and be like, well, yeah, this is all very strange, but I really think we should leave.
The sooner the better, George. The sooner the better. At this point, I actually don't care if these people don't come and we don't get paid. I just want to get out of here now, I think.
Even with the voice in your head telling you, would it be so bad?
I mean, I can take the suit with me. And there'll be other jobs.
And the music is playing. Hey, Dom. I mean, if you did want to interrupt this whole process of plants going into hands, that's absolutely fine. The music is now playing. The languid music is now playing again from the morning room, like it did yesterday.
I can clearly see what these guys have like. What has just happened? He's got a tendril that's went into his hand.
Oh no, I'm fine. I'm fine.
I'm the sand guy. You can't pawn the sand guy, yeah?
Oh well, I mean, let's roll for this. So, I mean, George, you don't want him to see. Dom, you want to see. So give me each a die. I don't think. Oh well, George, your profession comes into it because that's biologist, I think, and that's what you're trying to do.
I'm also going to use my change die.
Oh,
that sounds good to me.
He's on a 5.
You can easily, I think.
Yeah.
So
how can I wrangle my profession into this? I know that that you're a really bad liar from the past. You're the worst liar ever. You were voted the worst liar in high school, George. And I remember that.
How many archival movies have you seen where an alien
Oh
species
my
has
God.
infected a living survivor in an
I've
attempt
watched
to
every
leave?
Alien 36 times.
George, you should call him Big D, because then he'll know that you're like the monster, because you changed to adapt to what.
Or also, if I call him Big D, he might finally feel vindicated and ignore.
Either way, it's
Listen,
gonna
Big
work.
D, I'm telling you, it's fine, buddy. I'm all right. We just need to. Look. These people are a lost cause. We need to get out of here. If we.
I'm using the historian to call bullshit.
Oh, go on.
Like that.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know he never calls me fucking Big D.
So at the moment that's a 5 beats a 4. You can re-roll as long as the change die is part of it. So either of you are welcome to re-roll if you want.
I even though I rolled my change die and that.
Dominic's gone already. He doesn't get one back.
You get one more chance.
Oh, I got a 6.
It's not on the change die though.
Oh.
Well, no, but the change die is in there.
Yeah.
I'm not completely gone yet. I'm just at a 5. Oh, you also got a 6. Wow.
A 6 and a 4.
Yeah.
A 6 and a
6
4
and a
and a
4.
4. So I beat you, but I also go up and then my change
If that's
die
how it works, yeah.
to 5.
No, I think it's only if you roll over. Not only if you roll equal.
Over what
you were
it
at
currently
4,
is.
So your change die has to be high.
Equal, it doesn't
absolutely.
go up. It's only over, yeah?
Yeah, okay, so
you're both doing 6s there, and so George, I think you are fairly convinced that you can take this plant away. This is the right thing to do. You can feel this plant nestling inside you. You could be responsible for introducing a new form of life to the galaxy, and what greater thing can a biologist do than that?
I agree.
And then, Dom, I think we've just got to let you see everything that's going on, including the fact that, you know George. You've known him a long time. He's calling you this Big D shit. He's trying to get away with something here. You will... the pieces will come together and you will realise he is trying to take the plant off the planet.
He's at it.
It's the visions of the movie The Thing is like going through my head, and like I panic and scream, grab the door handle, pull it shut, and scream for Bubbles. I'm like, Bubbles, Bubbles, darling.
Okay, I mean,
What is wrong with him, Derek?
Yeah, what the fuck's wrong with you, Dom?
What are you talking about?
Come on, let's get out here, guys. Let's get off this fucking
let's go.
godforsaken planet.
Hasn't he just locked you in the room? Is that what you said? You're like closing the door on him?
Well, he did close the door. I don't know if it's locked or anything.
Oh, did he close the door?
I closed the door and I'm holding the door, but there is 2 doors to the gold suite, so you could go through the other way.
Oh, there is, yeah.
I don't know that because I only went through one door there originally and only looked at the bed. I didn't look at the door, but as a player, I know that there's 2 doors there. So if you guys want to use that other door, use that other door.
So I grab the door handle, I'm shaking it. Dom, what are you doing? Dom, let us out. We need to leave. What are you doing, man?
This might backfire. So, feeling the pull at the door, I push really hard, pull back, so that the door collides, and then...
To try and knock me over?
Yeah, to try and knock whoever's pulling the door away, because I don't want these guys getting through the door.
How do we do an opposed strength
And I guess I got... and I'm hearing all the shouting, which I guess everyone else in the building is now hearing. Possibly.
They haven't come out yet. Bubbles, what do you want to do?
I mean, would I have a chance to do anything else yet? Like, while this was going on? Like, would I talk to Clarissa or anything?
Okay. If you'd like to, you can, yeah.
Well, I think I would have just asked her, like, I would think in the few... I don't know how many minutes this took, but I would have at least been able to say, oh, you guys ready and packed up for today? And also I want to see if she, like, remembers me, because if the day's changed, does she, like, know who I am? Or can I see me downstairs? Am I coming in the building and like bowing out with the butler?
So you don't see yourself downstairs, but
okay,
the music's coming from the morning room. Did you want to go into there? Because that's obviously where they are.
The only thing
the
I've
morning
not done
room,
that,
not the morning room.
The only thing I can think of that I've not investigated, I want to investigate where the music's coming from because I think that's got some weird hypnotic shit going on with it. Like,
It
you
may
said it's
become
like
a morning room,
atonal,
but right now it's just a morning room.
and because I know physics, I'm wondering if I can match like a pattern to the sound, like it's like a lunch bell or something.
I'm just wondering, and this is player not character. I'm just wondering if you stop that music, will that stop the groundhog thing?
Yeah, well, I'm gonna see. Yeah, so I want to. I don't know if I've got time to that because then I'm gonna hear Big D shouting as well. But that's what I want to do. Talk to Clarissa. Is she going? Yeah. And then I want to investigate the music, and then I'll run after what's.
Let's give you a moment to do that because the others have been doing stuff for a while, which we can you can be doing that while they were doing those things. So so you're going into the morning room where I think again it's like it was yesterday, right? So the music is playing on a gramophone. Clarissa is swaying to the music. She will turn to you with her golden cocktail and say, we have guests. And as she does, I was going to say, as she does, Derek, I think the words come to your lips. It's not really a social visit, which is what you said before.
Yeah.
So Derek's in the room. Derek's in the room.
No, I know. I know. I just like the idea that he's just sort of standing there, and for some reason, those words he gets the urge to say those words.
Yeah,
maybe that.
Right. So that it's like I'm getting sucked into the time loop if that happens.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Do I realise that's happening? Do I realise I've just said that? Do I get a deja vu? Do I get a feeling of deja vu?
Sure. Yes, I would think so. Yeah.
I look down. I'm like, what are you talking about?
I'm rolling changed. I'm rolling changed for that. That's fucked up. That's fucked up, man. I'm realising I've got a 4 and that's equal. I'm good.
So is she going? I'm just gonna say to her, I'm just like, yeah, I had a nice dinner with you yesterday, but remember today is a different day. Different day meaning this is the day you have to go. What does she say?
She sways towards you and takes your hand if you want her to.
No, not this time. I'm scared of Root's gonna like fucking fire off into me or something, or she'll like God plant shit into my mouth.
She continues to sway slightly close to you and says, "We leave tomorrow."
So I just ignore and go straight to the gramophone thing. I want to check it out. And
if I recall correctly, I think at that point I would say, "Have you guys not looked outside your windows?" Oh, that's weird. Why would I say that? To just Derek on the floor.
Did you get a feeling of deja vu?
This is strict, right? I don't know if this is strict that you find yourselves mechanically saying these words. You just sort of have an urge to say something.
Yeah.
Derek,
I like
you probably
did
say the words, but yeah.
But I caught myself just about to say it and then realised that I just said this in the same situation 4 hours ago. Or 1 day ago on this planet.
Dom, buddy, you gotta let us out of here.
Yeah, let us out of this room, Dom.
So if I'm at the gramophone while this is going on, do I need to roll? Can I use my physics so I get 2 dice? Because I'm trying to I'm looking at the mathematics of the beep, like when they say that space has a sound or something. Frequency. I'm doing it from that side.
Frequency is physics.
Yeah.
I like that.
Okay.
Give me a roll and welcome to carry on playing out the conversation with Dom at the same time.
Okay.
Dom, seriously, we gotta get out of here. This time loop stuff is weird, but we gotta get on that ship.
George,
get out of here.
George, there's another door over there. Look, and I'll show him the door at the other side of the room.
Oh yeah, let's go for it.
Yeah, let's go. So if we just patch this door, we're gonna help the other one.
No, and that's fine. And so you guys can slip away through the servants' area, and then there's a staircase down. Martin, yeah, you look at the gramophone and you do think this music is some sort of catalyst, at least. It's not sort of causing it, but you think in some way, if you stopped it, it might well give you time to get off the planet. Yeah.
And has it got like a timer on it? Like, is it like set up to go off at a certain time, or does someone have to actually turn this on every time?
No, it's an actual gramophone record. It's an actual kind of jazzy record, but in some way it is.
I was just going to say I might smash it, and then it'll be like the labyrinth, and everything breaks, and the whole world is over. I'm going to look at what does the record say? Anything on it? Does it have like a name?
Oh, yeah, I love that idea. I haven't got a name in my head, but imagine it's something like Take 5, or I can't even.
It's 808s and Heartbreaks by Kanye West.
I was just,
Oh,
I presumed it was something classical, but I was like, in case I had like a plant name or. But well, I'm gonna obviously take the record out. But does everyone then like hiss at me or something, or do they just like? Does anything happen?
I think if you actually take the record out, are you taking the needle away nicely, or are you just kind of?
Yeah, I'll do it nicely, but if they do anything crazy, I'm gonna break the record. But I'm taking it out nicely.
Well, no, I think when you take the record, everyone stares at you, and there's a moment of shaking their heads as though they were, as though you've broken a spell or something like that. Yeah.
And then I guess this would, if it was a movie, this is where I'd hear Dom screaming, right?
Sure.
The music stops, and then I'd run out with the record.
Yeah. And Dom, you think? I mean, it's gone a bit quiet in that room now.
Yeah, they have stopped like begging. There's no pull on the door. I start to become suspicious of that, so I would say I crack open the door just slightly, just in case it's like a trick. They're like sat in the corner. Have a peer through. I guess I'm gonna ask. Do I see anything?
No, they're gone. The room's empty. I mean, the guy's still on the bed. Yeah.
Okay, so then I just
the room's empty, but the other door is open.
Yeah, I just turn tail and lag it, screaming for the only person that I know that I can trust, who is Bubbles.
Also,
Bubbles, and I notice that the music stops playing.
You've just seen this guy alive again. The guy that you watched die, you've now seen alive.
I already knew.
Yeah,
because I had done that. I already done that.
I thought you hadn't seen him again.
No, he was in the room. He was in the room with us before he stepped out and closed the door. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm gonna leg it down the stairs. I'm gonna slide down those stairs like I'm the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and I'm gonna run straight to Bubbles. And I'm gonna be like, dude, them guys is not like straight G's. They like trying to pop a cab in my ass. They be like coming out here like Easy-E or some shit.
Oh, this is too.
Nobody was trying to pop any cabs.
I'm just gonna say, DJ Big D, only you can save us and hand in the record, and like maybe you can like scratch us some sick beats to solve the problem.
Can we just do a bit with George and Derek? So I think you guys have probably got out of the mansion, right? And you have a bit of a head start to the shuttle. So I don't know what are you going to do?
We're going to get to the shuttle, or I'm going to get to the shuttle, because I don't know that he's bringing this plan back, right? I don't know he's doing this. Otherwise, I would be doing something about it. So I'm just going to be heading back to the shuttle, and I'm going to be saying to him, like, how long do we wait, George, before we just leave without them? Because I'm not going to stay here and die for them. We have to go at some point. How long? And then I'm going to get on the radio to Dominic and Bubbles, like, where are you guys? Come on, we need to leave. Let's go.
Do we have radios? I presume we do.
Yeah, I would imagine we've got a
comms unit, and you decided to take your comms unit out of your suit when you put your suit on. But yeah,
no, 100%.
No, we're
I'm taking the
back on the ship.
In fact, we're back on the ship. I can use the comms on the ship.
You've just used the comms in the ship, so that's probably got a little beep in our ear that goes, receiving message from
the
blah,
ship.
blah, blah.
Yeah.
I love
so
that.
we've just twigged on that you're in the ship. So,
he didn't hide that. It's like, we gotta go. Let's go.
I'm looking at Bubbles. I'm like, dude,
we need to secretly talk to the med guy because he can stop the other guy, but we can't do a message to him because he'll hear it. So we're fucked.
But you don't know that
I don't know why everybody thinks the plant is a problem.
It's definitely a problem. It's definitely a problem.
But so Bubbles, I am going to describe in as quick detail everything that just happened within that room.
Okay.
And so we're just gonna skip totally over that because you already heard the dialogue, right?
Yeah.
Basically, Derek and George are in the same room. George has a fucking plant in him. Derek's alright with it. I tried to trap them in the room.
We don't know that George
he just threw you under the bus.
No, we don't know that George has got the plant in him. Otherwise, I would have...
I fucking seen it, and I was outside, and you were in the same room. So as far as I know, you're in cahoots with him because you were trying to break out.
Under the bus.
No. There's no throwing under the bus here. You're the fucking bad guy.
I'm sorry.
I think that he's in cahoots.
How am I the bad guy?
I don't. Because you fucking got the Alien and you're trying to make fucking Alien 3.
I thought that I didn't know
seen that movie.
That George had the plant in him. If I know that George has got the plant in him, I'm going to stop when we get to the shuttle. No, I don't.
Yeah,
exactly.
You don't.
Yeah, I don't.
But I don't know that you don't know. And I think
exactly.
you do know. Because I seen it, so I don't see why you wouldn't know. But you don't.
Who's on first though?
You had your eyes closed.
So I was busy with the patient. You think I'm in cahoots with him?
Yes, I think you're in cahoots. So I don't fucking want anything to do with either of you. So that's why I'm saying the Bubbles.
And I only know what he's told me, so I have to believe him or not.
Well, that's fine. Enjoy your new life. We're leaving.
Well, no. You don't hear.
What is everyone doing?
You can't hear this fucking conversation. You're not in the room. I'm not doing it over open comms.
Okay.
Right. So Bubbles.
If they're not responding,
we gotta get those.
Hang on. If they're not responding, I think I am gonna tell Derek, like, Derek, they might be lost to the loop, man. We're on the ship. We need to get out of here.
I think you're right. I felt the loop trying to take its hold on me. I felt it.
I did too.
Roger, Dodger. Wilco on the way. We'll be there in 10 licks of a tail's feather. Right. Now that over and out. Bubbles, we gotta fucking kill George.
What
at
if
least
we get caught up more?
We gotta kill him
before they get here.
I mean, well, Bubbles is probably the least changed out of you guys. He'd be like to Big D's like, well, what about?
I don't know. Bubbles had food. Bubbles ate their food.
Synthetic food. I checked.
You ate their food. That's worse than putting on the suit. You ingested it.
Well, I'm gonna tell, and I'm gonna try and contact the head office and say and explain what Dominic. Well, I'm gonna ask Dominic if he says we should, because they might like shut the spaceship down.
You're pregnant with a killer plant baby. You're pregnant with a killer plant baby. I'm not letting you on this ship.
He doesn't know. Anyway, I'm.
Why are you thinking about this? You wouldn't know he's at the food. He hasn't told you this. Right. Bubbles, we need to get to the ship. I've told them that we're on the way. We're going to board that ship and we got to fucking kill them. We got to kill both of them because I don't know that he doesn't know. And that's the plan. But I'm excluding that part because... okay.
Are all the other people like gathered? Like, is Clarissa just like a bit confused by herself? Because we could use them to help us.
So I've explained to you that it's fucking Groundhog Day. These cunts are just doing the same thing over and over and over again on a loop, and they if you speak to them, they're just gonna tell you the same thing. It's just Groundhog Day over and over again.
So at this point, like it's been a few minutes at least, and I think George is gonna sit down in the pilot's or navigator's seat or whatever, and be like, Derek, it's taking too long. We got to get out of here before that loop takes a hold of us.
You're right.
What if it makes us walk
think...
right off this shuttle and back to the mansion?
Exactly. You're right.
I think we need to roll. So let's do a roll. So what I'm seeing is that George and Derek, I think you want to take the shuttle off. Is that right?
Yeah, we're ready to leave.
Yeah, cool. Chris and Dom and Bubbles, you would like to get to the shuttle before it takes off.
Oh yeah, and we radioed and said Roger Wilco be there in 2 seconds, and we're on our
but
way.
that was
and
more
they're
than 2 seconds ago.
That was right 3 minutes ago.
All right.
Wait, we were talking while walking.
Let's do a roll. Anyone that's interested in this, roll some dice, and we'll imagine the shuttle ramp is gradually going up, and we'll see whether you two get on board or not. Honestly, it's interesting either way.
Just all rolling a 1d6, are we?
Yeah, unless you're bringing your profession into it, I don't really see how you do.
Don't think I can.
I know physics. I could work out the best angles to like jump over it. No, I don't think that would work.
Got a 5.
I also got a 5. Chris has got a 2.
Brian has a 5. Yeah, okay.
Can I not bring something like a rod to just like throw it to try and stop the thing closing?
You can. You don't get an extra die for it though. So,
okay, it might look cool. Oh, I only got a...
Oh, Martin got a 5.
Oh, no, okay. So,
but I have a 5 and a 3. He just
I might re-roll.
All right, so I think how this is panning out. There's 3 5s here, right? So yes, the shuttle is taking off. Dom, you don't get there in time because you have a lower result. Bubbles, we need to get some sort of interesting tie for you. And I think the only interesting tie that can happen here is that you do kind of get there for the ramp going up, but in some way you get trapped in it.
Oh.
Okay.
I mean, this has to happen, I think. So yes, you will get there you will get to the shuttle. The shuttle will start getting up, and the ramp will sort of trap you half inside, half outside. Does that sound right?
Am I dead? Am I like half decapitated? Have my legs fallen to Dom and I'm just a body?
Let's find out. I don't think you're dead yet. I think right at the moment the ramp is just. So what would
rip him in half like Bishop?
yeah, Derek, George. I mean, Bubbles is sort of half in and half out. What are you going to do?
And you don't think I'm a plant thing, so you're pretty rude
no,
just letting me just die.
Do you know what I'm going to do?
So, Derek, I'll get him. So I run back there, and I'm like, Bubbles, and I reach out to him with my right hand.
Is that the plant hand?
Is that the plant hand?
It is.
It is. Shit.
Yeah.
Nah, I think Bubbles, because of what Dominic's done, I think he'd just like fall back, and I'm guessing the spaceship might have taken off. It'd be a bit boring if he. Yeah, he'd just fall back to the planet.
Oh, I think
that's amazing.
If George takes more than 5 seconds, I'm going to run in and slide tackle you so that you get booted out the door anyway.
You're evil because you don't think I'm a bad guy, though.
We need to get off this planet as fast as possible. You are stopping that from happening.
I like the idea that Bubbles makes his own decision not to reach for the hand and fall back. So
yeah.
Can we? Let's go through this a bit. So, Bubbles, this is endings right now. I mean, I think this is. So, Bubbles, let's do you first. So, just describe a bit of what happens and how you fall back.
I mean, in my head, I guess I very quickly have to assess what to do. But then I see like George with like I don't know, a little root coming out of his hand.
Yeah.
Because I only know what Dom's told me. So I don't, I'm still a bit expecting Sam to shoot at me. But I think as soon as I'd see that, I'd just like click and then just fall back. Possibly. I don't think I'd be allowed to like upload all the information on computer hard drive in those seconds. But that's. But no, I'd just fall back.
Hard to do while you're hanging on to it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just.
I quite like the idea you do make a desperate last attempt to send something, and we can.
Well, just maybe something gets sent out to
desperate
the
last words.
Database. Well, it'd just be like send the information. I don't know that we might have got because me and Dom had been already talking about other stuff that you guys maybe didn't know. So maybe I'd like, I don't know. That's for the movie. I'd send like something out as a radio transmission and then fall back.
I love it. I think it's absolutely. I absolutely love that. And then Dom, let's do a bit of you. So you will see. We'll see the shuttle lifting off and completely lifting off. And then we'll and then Bubbles. You'll see him grabbing and then falling to the floor. And it looks like you're trapped here.
Can I roll, right, for the gravity and like catching him? So like, for example, he's a physicist, so he would know what way to fall that would be the best to be caught, and I'm a historian, so I would know the gravitational pull of this planet and whether or not it would be possible for someone to be caught while falling.
Yes to the first one, no to the second one, if you're asking me.
I sort of hate to block an idea, but I kind of think we just need to bring things to a close. And I love Bubbles falling.
All right, well then fuck it. Here's my other idea. I want to use my history to use my database that I have in my head, because that's already fucking canon, to activate the remote auto destroy that is in the ship, that is there as a safeguard, that is implanted and only historians know about.
It's a stretch, isn't it?
They call him Chris. It's Chris Violent Bureaucracy Kid.
What about if I add to that? Maybe Bubbles didn't want to get on, and he's thrown some like a device that's going to explode that only Dominic can activate. And then
I mean, we're playing a horror game.
We don't have explosives.
We're
playing a horror game. The plant has to escape. Let's be honest.
I know.
Like it just has to.
Yeah.
For it to be a true.
Dom, can we just come back to you for a moment? So the shuttle will take off, and you will find yourself for a moment on this sort of tranquil, quiet, rather beautiful planet with this mansion behind you, and you're not particularly leaving here, but it's not the worst existence, is it?
Lots of good wet food.
Oh, and you can bring me back. Just give me to the plant monster, and I'll become alive every day or some shit, won't I?
Bring him in for mulch.
You just fall to the planet every day. That's you every day.
Yeah.
I think
Sorry, Dom,
I think I'd prefer to fucking try and catch him and die.
I think that's really great. So I mean,
I got you, buddy.
I love the idea that you kind of look behind at this mansion and go, actually, fuck this shit. And the last thing is you running to try and catch your friend.
Oh, and I have a little bit to add. The reason why Bubbles did that is because the Blood Brother mark was the one he tried to put his hand on, and Bubbles was like, no one messes with my Blood Brother.
Oh. That's nice. That's nice. That's a good callback.
Yeah.
Let's leave you two running to... I mean, or do we want to do a roll to catch you? We can do a roll to catch you if you like. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't mind.
Do it.
Either way.
Yeah, why not do a happy ending? Let's do it. I'm going to roll
Might
against
as well use your...
let him die in Chris's arms. Come on.
Yeah. Chris, you can re-roll if you want.
Die in your arms tonight.
Yeah, re-roll with... There you go.
Something to say. You die in your arms tonight.
Awesome.
Oh my god.
Just waiting for Chris's roll. Oh, that's a 6. Oh well, that's amazing. Yeah. So I think on that it's kind of perfect. Right? He does crash, but actually he didn't fall that far from the shuttle, and well, you can describe it. You catch him and he does survive.
And we both clasp our Blood Brother hands and shake defiance at the bad people.
But regrettably, what happens is I actually took the brunt of the entirety of it onto my torso, and my ribs shattered. My lungs have now punctured, and I'm finding it hard to breathe.
And you breathe your last breath, right? And the last thought that goes through your head as you die is that you're going to do this every day.
Because today was a good day.
But with honor, not like the other two. We died with fucking honor every day, which is better.
Yeah, so moving back to you two in the shuttle. So what's going on?
We are getting the hell out of here. I've got no idea what he's carrying.
Yeah.
As far as I know, that plant is not on the ship. Everything is hunky-dory. As far as getting off the planet for me is concerned, we didn't do the job. We've lost 2 of our colleagues, but it's not the worst outcome that it could have been. I'm happy to be alive.
And can I put a little bit of narration in there for funsies before we get into our pods back on the big ship, right? So I imagine we get back to the large carrier that we were on, right? That this shuttle is from.
Yeah.
Like this shuttle is not the. And we make our report, and we indicate that there was some kind of strange time anomaly that almost captured 2 of us. It clearly had captured everyone else. There was some kind of invasive plant species that may or may not have something to do with the time anomaly. But I turn over the journal to the company so that they have that. And whenever we're about to make our next jump, I imagine that Derek and I are probably, commiserating together, and we have a meal. And as we stand to go off to our pods, I'll stand and I'll walk over to Derek, and I'll put my right hand on his shoulder.
Yeah.
And I'll say, "Hey, man, this sucks, but we did it. We survived.
At least we survived. Sucks to lose Dominic and
And
Bubbles.
maybe Derek feels a little bit of a twinge in his shoulder.
And
then we fade the black.
Yeah,
let's cut
and
the
then it
whole thing
fades to
there.
black.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Cool. That's it. I enjoyed that.
Fabulous.
Good time.
A grisly ending. Thank you, everyone.
And
Thank
we did
you
a
for
one shot
answering.
in an actual normal time.
And we did a one shot in
just-
one session.
I was just about to go. I'm gonna have to leave, but I could. When you said we were coming to the end, I was like, no, it's.
Yeah, Graham, you've done well. You've got a 2 out of 2 record for finishing a one shot in one session. It's a rare thing, mate. It's a rare thing.
You told me 3 hours or 4 hours, and so we're under 4 hours. So
we're under 4
good.
hours. Well
Yeah.
done, everybody.
Sounds
Right,
good.
let's close out this video then, and we can all do the after game stuff. So, Graham, thank you very much for coming back to run another amazing game for us. I'm really pleased to get you back on, and hopefully it won't be as long before the next one. Brian, thank you for joining us. It's great to be a player with you. Usually you're my GM, so this has been a treat. Martin and Chris, as always, like every weekend, it's an absolute pleasure to play with you boys. And to our viewers on YouTube, we love you. Thank you very much for watching. This is Cosmic Dark every sunrise. That's Graham Walmsley. I'm RxOliver. This is the gang. Peace.